we're live. Yeah, I think
It's
so.
gonna take a bit, but
Yeah, it always takes a while. There's a bit of a drag. All right, let's see if I can do this. Okay. Oh, good. And now I've got my restream. Sweet. Look at us. Look at us, like podcasting pros.
it's amazing. We need an intro, like chunk, gunk, 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 gunk,
Yeah, like with
or
some like
something. Yeah,
yeah, with like some AI generated. I did one. I wonder if we could play it. There was an
there's that
audio.
old Bugs Bunny when we go. We're the boys of the chorus. We hope you like the show.
Oh dear
We know
God.
you're rooting
What?
for us, but
Would
now it's time to
have
go.
you not left the 70s? For God's sake,
The
man.
70s,
We got to be.
probably
We're
the 40s.
I'm talking about. I'm talking his 40s. Yeah, it's true. Uh, I'm wondering if we can do. If I share this screen, let me see what happens if I share. No, then I share everything, don't I? Can you hear this? You hearing that at all?
No,
No. All right. Well, let's say I add it as my.
hey Trent, could you go on Twitter?
See if I do
Just check it.
this, and then I do a share our screen. Isn't it funny how we're okay? We're gonna go live. So what we should do is do exactly what we were doing before, which is just messing around.
Exactly. We just screwed around with the buttons.
You know what would be good? Let's see. Let me see if I can find that.
Everybody, what's up?
Okay, see if this works. See if this works. If I play this, will you listen? Can you hear this?
Grand
Because this is some AI stuff I've been playing with. I mean, I've not been playing with much. But,
Jack, woo,
oh, so I shared that. I
Callie,
shared that. Then how do I?
Callie Burp, Callie Burp.
Kelly Burke
I call you Callie Burp.
or Calibers.
Guess
Where
what?
am I going here?
We're actually restreaming into mine too.
Oh, good. I think
You-
we should. I think that makes sense.
Except your Twitch is in Diablo category.
Oh crap! My Twitch is in Diablo.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, that's fine.
Oh, this is Diablo-esque. Okay, well,
Yeah.
Eli,
Could you hear this?
can you hear anything, Trent? A music.
Yeah.
We're trying to get a music.
Oh no, I can hear.
That's so weird. So I
Music?
wonder why you can't hear the audio from what I'm playing.
Audio. Yeah.
Interesting. I
Hear
don't.
anything.
Do you think it requires one of those like artificial?
Oh my God! Do I have to do one of those stupid things where I've got to like send it to a different thing? Hello, everybody. Oh my God! There's people already. Lots of people out
Yay!
there. Caliber Pictures.
Look.
Graham Lang. Paired. What does paired mean?
You might be in both of our channels
It might be what?
at the same time. Like you might be in my Twitch and your Twitch. At the same time.
Oh, weird.
I don't know.
Then we got
You
Sam,
think we know.
Jakander. We got Taker. What do we got? Taker U Davis.
Look,
Tacker
Hayden's back.
Tear,
You
Puddle
remember this.
Jumper, Michelle, Graham. Hey, Kada, how are you? And Cal. Hello, Cal.
You
How
remember
is the
when
wonderful Cal?
Jada last week said she's scared of me?
Oh, really? Aren't we all?
Yeah. I
We're
was
all-
pretty happy about that.
We're all a little scared of you, to be honest.
Hey, if
Why
you can
can't-
strike fear into people from afar and they know you can't even move, that's fantastic.
You know,
That's
it's
handy
interesting.
capable.
I don't know why the audio doesn't share audio output. It says none. Okay. What do you mean none?
None. Really?
Isn't that weird? Let's
And
try
they're from
this. See if this makes a difference. I go to here.
Is Kitchener in like England? Because this guy's name could be William or it could be Willem.
Yeah, I don't think it's sharing the sound. I wonder how that works. Okay, I'll have to look that up for next time. For next time, I'll have to look up and find out if there's a way to share the sound coming out of the browser window. If anyone's got any tips on that, let me know.
Any
'cause that
tips?
would be good.
Any tips?
Tips would be good. Tips would be good. Also, every time I share a video, by the way, I get told that I've made a terrible faux pas and that I'm no longer monetized.
Was it something we've done together?
Well,
something else?
whenever I show anything audio or video wise, it seems to take offense.
Well,
Stop screen share. There you go.
I know you say that, but the only time I saw you do something a little sketchy was with your new film thing.
Yeah, it was that, and then there was something else I got like some kind of a warning on. I can't remember what it was.
Oh, now I'm so curious.
Yeah, I'll find it. Morning from Australia. Good morning, Adam. Wait, what's funny about Australia is I've actually been virtually in Australia for a while because Jane's got me working on that script again. So I've got an eco horror script that's set in Australia, and
It makes sense since everything in Australia wants to kill you.
exactly.
Yeah.
So that was kind of part of it. But it's also just because we love Australia, we kind of love it. So it's like any excuse. Jane's found like some way of like doing a co-pro thing that might work with Australia, and I was like, great, horror movie, I'm coming. So
you get to be in it,
I guess
or are you just
probably
gonna have a credit, like a writing credit or something?
I think Jane, the pitch is that Jane and I are going to write it together and we're going to direct it together. I think is the idea.
Oh, how nice!
And then usually she
So
wants
how
me
long were
in
you guys
something.
married?
Well, what's funny is that was one of the things that because we've had horrible experiences on films together.
Yeah, I've heard.
And for somehow we managed to get through that no problem. So yeah,
Wait, you've done it before?
yeah. So not co-directed, but we've co-written stuff and worked on stuff together, and it's been a nightmare, and it's been fine. So Zelenka's homeland.
David.
Hey, so that's one of my favorite places. Czech Republic, right?
You're his childhood David.
I'm his childhood. What? You're my childhood David. Oh yeah, you mean like I got you. In other words, I think what they're saying is I'm old.
I thought they were saying they had, like, he took your face, put it on the wall. I'm not sure how he did it.
You may want to think that one through more. Yeah.
Yeah.
What are we talking about today? Do we have anything in particular? Do you have any rants and rails?
Okay.
Yeah.
So minutes from last week.
First we got minutes from last week. Is that on our chat, on our messages?
Yeah.
Oh, look at you! Oh my God, you are such a keener.
I want to have things to talk about.
Yeah,
we're making history here.
We always have things to talk about, but just whether they're interesting to anybody is the question.
Right. We might not even get to half of this.
In
fact, well, okay. So first,
oh my God, Jesus!
You're watching Damn Dirty Abes.
Damn Dirty Abes. Damn Dirty Stargate Abes.
Which refers.
You can have Damn Dirty Abes when you're on your own, but you got a Stargate.
Right. Oh, Stargate.
Yeah, you got to throw some Stargate in there.
Abes with tech.
Why would you throw out the one marketing thing that we've got going?
Maybe that's why we're in trouble. Damn Dirty Stargate Abes. Hey, Papa's me. I mean, who that is? That's cool.
Got Papa's me. We got Cindy Baker, Laura Leatherwood. Laura Leatherwood sounds like a warm up before I go on stage. Laura Leatherwood. Round the ragged rock, the ragged rascal ran.
I want you to talk like that
all the time.
But
hello, Xenos. How are you, Xenos?
Oh, when we get to the "Are you daft" section, you can do that. Okay.
Are you daft? Okay, got it. Very good. Okay. All right. What do you got? Ask about the volunteer for science education thing. We did that.
Right, I did that. I asked you that.
Yeah, we're going to talk to this organization in Canada, one of my favorite charities in Canada. In fact, I think it might be my favorite charity in Canada because Doctors Without Borders is without borders, so it's not just Canada. And that's Let's Talk Science, and they do science, technology, engineering, and math inspirations for kids, and it's them programs, and they're amazing. I love them.
Well, okay, this is my squirrel moment. Yay, woo! We're the.
We may have got the technology worked out. I'm not sure we've got the podcasting brains worked out yet. Yes, carry on. Yep.
We're the medical responders who were killed in Palestine. Doctors Without Borders.
They were not. No, I think. Okay. No, I don't think they were. In fact, I think they were Palestinian. I think they were working in Palestine as Palestinians. Like I think they were like the local. But you know what? Let's look that up while you talk. I will look that up right now.
Okay. Well,
that was so disturbing. Just it's the shallow grave stuff. It's like someone went, shoot, we probably shouldn't have killed them. Let's put them.
We killed them all.
Oof, God,
But did you see that they said, "Oh, it was a mistake"?
Well, what else are you gonna do? I mean, I mean, Jesus, God. I'm not saying that they should have done that. I'm just saying that's like a classic war thing, right? It's like
Like, oh no, or they pulled the gun, so we didn't know. And then it was actually recorded, and they didn't find that camera.
Mm.
And then it
Until
comes
later.
out that they're all, we're just medical.
They were
we're just medical.
Palestinian medics. They were
What did you
Palestinian
teach 'em?
medics. And they said there was,
James
15
Green is
paramedics and
talking
first
to you on your
responders.
stream on Twitch.
What?
James Gurney is talking to you on your stream on Twitch.
So?
So I was loading the chat for you.
Oh, no. David can't hear me, though.
I can hear you.
Oh, my apologies.
I can hear you right now. We hear everything. Wait a sec. So Lance, so you've got you've got James on your channel, but your channel, the text is not. We have to figure out how to get the text to go to our overlay.
I'm not even worried about it. I mean, that's so complicated. I can't look at chat and this at the same time.
Oh, they were Red Crescent. Puddle Jumper says they were Red Crescent. Yeah, it says here they were
okay.
Palestinian first responders. So it would be like the local ambulance taken off. It was, oh my God, it was just so depressing. I can't even. But this is the problem with war, right? This is the problem.
Well, yeah.
Is that people do horrible things. Oh God, I
even understand the fog of war and shooting your own guys. And I mean, I don't love it, but I get it. But they lied like
it was the cover up that was frustrating. The cover up was the one that was really disgusting about it. And also when they did find the footage, oh God, it was just so heartbreaking, saying goodbye to mom and dad, and oh God, I mean,
do you remember in the beginning of the war, one missile came over and hit a hospital, and there was oh no, that was one of their missiles, and blah blah blah, right? And
back
so
and forth.
there was like a back and forth. But now they're just blowing up every hospital. They're blowing up every school. They're gone. It's gone.
I feel like it's part of the problem with modern warfare in a even more modern world. Like the reality is, this reminds me of like the Redcoats in England, in Canada, where it's like, I say, we've lined up like the proper gentlemen in order to have this war, and they're shooting us from the forests.
Yes, what's going on?
You know, and I mean that would have been terrorism back then, right? I mean that would have been an act of, because that's not the rules of of engagement. That's not how it works. And I feel like we are trying to. Israel does it. I think a lot of the old empires, America, we go in with these giant freaking tanks and stuff, and the reality is it's become an economic and social media and drone war at this point. Look at Ukraine as a perfect example where
they've been great.
I mean, it's unfortunate that we have to blow people up. I don't think, I have nothing, I've lived in this privileged little bubble where I thought we were never going to have to deal with this stuff. But I think the way this is worked out is that we're throwing massive amounts of money at a problem where there may be people operating inside or out of hospitals. There may be people operating around or in ambulances or whatever. But I still don't think the response is to blow up everything. And then to lie about not seeing the lights and that they were operating erratically and like, oh, look, we found a bunch of militants. And, at the same time, what do you do? What do you do? You're a country surrounded by people who, given the first opportunity to, come in and start killing and murdering and raping, and it's just the most disturbing. It was Nostradamus that said that the Middle East, the cradle of civilization, will be its grave, and I think this. I always think of that one. That was Nosferatu. That was Nosferatu the vampire said that.
Nosferatu.
Yeah, it was. It was his brother Nostradamus. Yeah.
Oh, I knew those guys. One guy, really weird.
It's crazy how long I have to wait for a real stream to come on. Really? Are you still waiting? All right, let's go to your list. Go to your list. We're already way off topic. How did we get onto that?
Well, okay, I was going to say, this is Damn Dirty Abes, where I make fun of people who can walk because I believe they're actually the root of all evil.
You make fun of the people who can walk.
Yes.
Is that what you're saying? Oh, okay, good. Okay,
yeah. Yeah, because they're the ones.
One in particular.
No. You're good. You're one of the good ones.
Oh, yeah. I more than make up for it in my lack of technological and social skills. Yeah.
I can say that to David, and David can tell his friends, I'm not ableist. I have a friend who's ableist.
Exactly.
disabled.
That's my
Okay.
only reason for doing this. What?
Right.
So
You
that I
got
can
the one token friend.
I can jump on the D card. I got the whole disabled
Right.
card now. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so we've got. You remember when? Okay, here were the notes.
Hmm.
You remember the Trump $5 million gold ticket to living in
Oh
America?
yeah. The Willy
He put his
Wonka
face on it.
entry fee. Yeah, got it.
Right. Well, okay. So if you look up EB5 program,
Okay.
and it turns out this has been a thing since 1990.
Oh, they've had buy green cards for a while.
No. Buy-in $1 million if you invest a minimum of $1 million
Mm,
in a targeted employment area in a new commercial enterprise
mm.
and create or preserve at least 10
Certain number of jobs.
full-time
Yeah.
jobs
Yeah.
for U.S. workers. You are a citizen. Not only are you a citizen, your kids. Well, not I put this. Hey, kids, want to be an American for a vacation this year? So that's because it's your kids and it's your wife. So all Trump did was make it cost more and put his ugly mug
Put
on
his
it
ugly mug on it and make it gold. All he did was basically market it differently.
and cheapen it horribly. Cheap.
So, well, yeah, it's just straight graft instead of
Roundabout graft.
yeah. So apparently, I hate their website because they've got this rotating thing that keeps floating by. So let me see what it's got. Fact. Here you go. Let's get the facts.
You
So
think
the
it's
facts
safe to
are.
throw it up on screen?
Yeah, I can do that. Let me put it in the other window. Hang on here. I keep forgetting we can do this. I keep forgetting we're so our technical prowess
Yeah.
is such
We're like
that we're
cutting
able
edge.
to. We're basically like
We have words.
we're
Look,
like
my name's up
Rogan.
there.
We're
Your
basically
name's up there.
Rogan level. Here we
True.
go. Okay, so this is the frequently asked questions. I'm going to share my screen with that one window.
Just give them money.
There we
That's
go.
true.
That's it.
Jakandar said he lowered the barrier because you used to have to provide jobs, but now you can just give money.
Really? Oh God.
Well,
I
that's
mean,
what I said. You have to preserve at least 10 full-time jobs.
was it
It's like
EB5? Is that?
Yeah.
Is my EB5 investment guaranteed? Once I invest, general, is the EB green card guaranteed by participating in this investment group? Let's see what happens here. A green card is not guaranteed through participation in the EB5 program, as no one can ever guarantee the outcome of any immigration petition.
Oh,
So,
really?
but are they removing that as well, or are these same kind of rules apply? What is it called? The new one?
I don't know, the Trump gross card.
The gross Trump card. Okay.
Did you put EB/ or -5? Because I was actually in like .gov.
Oh, this is oh my God, this is one of those conniving little jerks that give us this is one of those websites that try to hijack the process of getting entry. Look, this is a CBE5visa.com.
You dirty bastard.
See, isn't that awful? Okay, so EB. Oh, wait a second. Was that the one you sent me? No, that was the one.
You can click on the second. It's
I can't because it'll open the wrong. It opens the wrong freaking thing.
Oh, okay.
All right. EB5 Immigrant Investor Program.
There you go.
There's the government version. There
you go.
Okay. Administrative. Make the necessary investment in a commercial enterprise in the United States and plan to create or preserve 10 permanent full-time jobs for qualified U.S. workers. This program is known as EB5, the name of the employment-based fifth preference visa that participants receive. Catchy name.
Wow.
Created in 1990 to stimulate the U.S. economy through job creation, capital investment by foreign investors. 1992, Congress created the Immigrant Investor Program, also known as the Regional Center Program, which sets aside EB5 visas for participants who invest in commercial enterprises associated with regional centers. Approved. So where the hell is the new one? Is that in here somewhere?
No, it's not. I don't know how you would get the new one. Is it just fake? Is it fake news?
Well, he had them printed up though, didn't he? I mean, like,
well, he was holding
gold
one.
card.
Yeah, how do you get one?
Let's have a see here. He wants a certain kind of immigrant, the uber rich.
Well, I think there are other
Gold card for the
criteria.
USA. Nope, that's another one of these freaking law firms trying to sell me on the. God damn it!
Son of a monkey.
Son of a. There is. I don't see any government
We
information
have
about
the
this.
perfect bait and switch president,
Mm.
like
Uh,
crypto prez.
Well, according to The Economist, in his love of lucre, Donald Trump can be crass. In their pursuit of efficiency, free marketers can be too. Consider the scale of citizenship. Most people dislike the idea of treating national belongings as a commodity. Yet, about a dozen countries hawk passports, and more than 60, including America, offer residency in exchange for investment or donations.
Yeah,
Its
see?
golden visa scheme is cumbersome, underpriced, and inefficient. On this point, the president and the market agree.
Wait a minute.
I don't have it.
Underpriced?
Apparently, it's underpriced. Yeah. I mean, it's kind of a deal. If $5 million, if you're gonna, $5 million to move your family from, from some other country to have immediate American status would be, for some people, it's gonna be worth a fortune, isn't it?
Maybe 10 years ago. Now, unless you're.
But $5 million to most of these people is not even a.
Oh
like,
no, it's not even a drop in the bucket.
Yeah, it's like the it's the flowers at their daughter's, whatever.
Do you ever watch those videos where they go, this grain of sand represents 100,000,
Mhm.
and this is
Mm.
blah, and this is,
Mm.
and then they get to like Elon Musk's pile. And it's this huge pile.
Mm.
Yeah, we're talking about amounts that they wouldn't even feel or recognize.
Mm. Twitch Guy 2 says you probably need to contact Trump directly and give him the $5 million cash in a black bag.
Probably true. And make sure you tell him how good looking he is.
Now us Americans are willing to pay $5 million to get out of the U.S. Oh boy.
True.
I mean, the thing that I keep coming back to is this will be over at some point. Eventually, he's gone. I mean, well, hopefully.
Yeah.
But effectively, and then what happens to all of his cronies? Aren't they not going to be subjugated to an awful lot of investigations and criminal proceedings?
I think they're going to not like it. But remember, we're already floating ideas of a third term.
You know what I'd like to see? I'd like to see Apple come out and say, you know what? This is absolute bullshit. And if you like our products, you should not go for this stuff. Because honestly, that would make me respect them more. Look at Harvard. Harvard's had this huge boost. Like they used to be seen as this elitist, snotty kind of university.
Yeah.
And now they're like everyone's little darling because they're like, oh my God, they totally stood up to it. They stood up to it because they had the money. Right?
The president puts Harvard puts like a grain of hay in his mouth or a stick. He's like, partner, we're back just about enough of your highfalutin stuff.
But that's it. I mean, I feel like by them standing up to it, I feel like if a few big, like I'm not talking about this from do the right thing side of stuff. I'm not saying like this is the right from the goodness of your heart. These people should. I'm saying from your freaking bank accounts. I think financially in the long run, standing up to this asshole would be way more lucrative than trying to pay him off right now. Wouldn't you say? No?
Oh gosh, I just don't know. I think in order for an institution like that, you have to. I think Columbia made a huge mistake because they're long-term institutions, right?
But what about Apple? Apple is like think different. Apple is all the colors of the thing, or Lego for that matter, or any of these like Lego. I have a freaking where is it? But Lego, I have like a whole diversity Lego thing that they've got and stuff.
Yeah.
Like it's not like I feel like financially their bottom line down the road would be better off if they stood up to this stuff instead of. And again, like it doesn't have to stand up to everything. I mean, you could like some of the stuff he's like, but this I think pretty well everyone agrees that disappearing off the streets without due process is not what anyone on the left or the right wants, unless they've got the
That's what makes me wonder is where are these guys' heads? I saw an article that said American historians are leaving the country. So I'm thinking a lot of people who, have kind of studied the Weimar Republic and, what was that called? The Night of Knives or whatever it's called. Broken Glass.
Kristallnacht?
Yeah, crystal meth.
Mm,
Thank you.
mm.
And
That
they
was
kind
the
of are. Go ahead.
no, that was the night that that basically didn't they break all the windows in all of the Jewish stores
Jewish
and
businesses and things.
yeah. Um,
So, but I mean, are they worried about that being disappeared, or are they literally trying to make money?
I
I think yeah.
given the
Here's the
amount of
weird thing.
money that's poured into that campaign, which is not for them, not significant amounts. I mean, what is it? I'm guessing Musk has probably put the most, well, visibly put the most in. But look at him; he's having like babies left, right, and center, so that when the apocalypse happens, we can repopulate with his big white brain. You know what I mean? Like,
But he only wants boys. I wonder.
is
And
that
he doesn't like
no? Is that
pigs.
what he said?
Well,
Is that the idea?
as far as I know, he's only has boys, except for
Oh my
the
God!
one
It just
who is a.
I just feel
He
like anyone
doesn't
coming from South
acknowledge him as
Africa, any white rich man from South Africa should really maybe have a quick look at himself in the mirror when it comes to creating a race of white,
a superior race.
yeah,
Even
that you
yeah.
don't with no parenting, with no father other than a check. I mean, God,
Yeah.
imagine how messed up those kids are going to be.
If you can't go outside for 5 minutes without dying of a third-degree sunburn, I don't think you're the superior race. How about that?
Especially given the climate change. Yeah.
Right?
Oh
See?
my God. Yeah. This is I mean, it's just a freaking disaster. I've got to say the immigration thing, the Trump card thing, I like whatever. It just seems like I feel like to me it feels a bit like a distraction. We've always done this stuff, and I think more and more I'm discovering as we look into this stuff that a lot of this stuff is in place already. It's just the way he presents it, and also the fact that no one's done it. Like the fact that they can do this, they just didn't think it was the right thing to do before, right? I mean,
now, did you do this in an act of genius? Did you actually bring us to the next thing in the notes?
Did I?
Oh my God!
I'm good. I'm good.
Well,
Where am I?
What we're leading ourselves into is a new segment we like to call, and then David goes,
"Are you daft?"
Right. Are you daft?
That's the first time I've actually said it. Daft.
Yeah,
well, I would say daft though, because it's
daft.
Daft is rather British, isn't it? Or is it daft? I don't know. Maybe it's
I don't know. I'm not English.
What you are insulting my number one favorite streamer. He comes from South Africa too. He a chill guy, unlike Musk. Well, I'm not saying every South African's a problem.
Yourself.
I'm saying examine yourself if you're the son of a multimillionaire or whatever it is from if that's true. I think that's true. I never found out whether that was true or not.
It is true, and his grandpa was so he was from Canada. His grandpa was, and he was a big.
I know he came through Canada.
Big time Nazi.
Was he?
Oh yeah, the grandpa, and he just couldn't stand Canada anymore. So he moved to South Africa, where they just had some make sense laws, common sense.
Right. Okay. I mean, having been to South Africa, I absolutely, I thought the place was absolutely amazing, and
I'm sure it is.
I enjoyed the people now that freaking apartheid bullshit's over. But sorry, once you went political, I turned out. Good luck to you, and Jesus Christ.
That's okay.
Okay, well that's fine.
Muppets.
Yeah.
Well, Kevin,
okay. Enjoy, Kevin. Thanks, Kevin. Don't let the door hit you on the way out, Kevin. Sorry, bud.
Yeah. I'm just saying, David, that there are two. There is somebody weak here.
In what freaking world, Kevin? In what freaking world could you say that? I don't care what your belief system are. You don't say shit like that. That's
except I do hear it, buddy.
Yeah, you may hear it, but I don't think we should hear it here, and I don't think it should.
No. Okay, should we exit then? Let's.
I'll let Cal can deal with it if it becomes bad. But
Cal,
I just think
Yeah. Where's he at?
Any news on Comic-Con this year? Not Comic-Con, but you know what's looking good, Lance?
What?
Basingstoke. Maybe I may be back in Basingstoke next year.
What is that? Oh,
Basingstoke is this really fun conference we did last year. Hey, Wexter's here. Wexter is like the most talented 3D design guy. Everyone should go to Patreon
Oh,
and sign up for Wexter because Wexter does the best models. I have some. I'm sure I have. Oh, you go. I'll get one right now.
I know everybody feels bad, but I mean,
Oh yeah, check this out.
a face hugger.
A face hugger. Yeah.
I hear there's going to be a predator, like is the good guy on a world being taken over by.
Wasn't that? Didn't they do that? They did Alien versus Predator already.
Well, I hear
I'll get you another. I'll get you another
anime.
Wexter. Hang on.
Anyways, guys, I'll probably tell David this. I might have already told David this. Oh, that is nice. They've got David's forehead too. Look, mine too. I have so much forehead.
Well, yes, you won't be surprised to hear that that a similar model was used to do a McKay version.
Right, you and I have that much forehead now.
Yeah. Goodbye, Kevin. Okay, Jeff Clark. It's always the people with no avatars that are the worst. Can we have a big screen? Yes, you can. Let me do that.
Brittany and I used to go on walks all the time, and this isn't even that long ago. He takes me out we go out to the street, we go down the road, and a car will drive by, and the kids, young guys or something, duh, retard, duh. It's just weird, man.
I don't understand the appeal of
weird.
That. What is the appeal of that? Like, what joy, what sad little lives do you live that's,
There is a commonality between people who enjoy that kind of cruelty and the current other half of the spectrum of politics now. They really get
But is that politics? I mean, to me, that seems to transcend politics. That's just an innate cruelty or an innate, I don't think you need. I think politics becomes an excuse for behaving like a freaking idiot.
Well, but they're getting. Before this, David, I thought that all of the pomp and circumstance of politics was silly, like the proprieties and being upright and why not go say shit instead of doing these things. But now that Trump's in charge, I'm seeing people lower down in the social rankings are taking cues from him.
So I think that might be. Again, though, I would say those feelings are probably there and such. They're just seeing it as an opportunity to not worry about it as much, right?
Right. Now it's okay. The biggest guy and, the most powerful man in the country and possibly the world, it is the same as me. It must be okay. I mean,
and that's part of the growth. That's part of the, nature and nurture, right? I mean, if it's not so much your nature as it's the way you be nurtured on that stuff. If you grow up with your parents treating people like shit and bullying and diminishing people, then of course you're gonna.
Can we get super real for a minute? Like real, like right down to the machine code. My experience in kindergarten and grade school was not that these are taught things. I actually believe a certain amount of propriety is taught to children. That if they can do something, they will do it until they're taught.
And like Lord of the Flies shit.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I think you can be taught not to be cruel. I think kids can be cruel without realizing that before empathy kicks in. I mean, maybe.
When the kid goes, "Guy, you're fat," to somebody, or "Guy, you're ugly," or whatever, and you go, "Oh," but then on the other hand, you say, "Oh, we got to teach them to be judgmental." It's kind of not true. It kind of is. I don't know.
I think that it's not nature or nurture. I think it's nature and nurture, right? I mean, if hatred is nurtured, then that hatred is going to grow. Whereas if empathy, and if empathy and kindness is nurtured, then that's gonna.
I honestly think one of the best things ever created, Sesame Street.
Oh, Sesame Street is fantastic. Look, that's why when what's his face calls us Muppets, I go, great, thank you.
Yeah, what is that?
I'm like, but yeah, I will take.
I love
base
Muppets. What's that?
Every character I've got. Do you always put SG in the title? Rosenhawk, no, I've started putting Stargate in it because because it's you know, the Stargate always ends up coming up, and I thought, well, Stargate always ends up coming up, so why not use it? You know, get a couple extra people in here talking about stuff they might not talk about otherwise. Great, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, it's David Sam's birthday tomorrow. Happy birthday!
When was your birthday, David?
Mine was Friday. Yeah.
Ooh.
I turned 57 on Friday, and I got to say, I had the best weekend because you know why? Jesus died on Friday with me, and my
the Pope.
yeah,
Oh,
and the Pope died. No, when did the Pope die? Pope died after he saw J.D. Vance, wasn't it?
right. It was just like last or Sunday night. I get a call late Sunday night, and they're like, Gimpy G, the Pope died. Do you want
really?
to Yeah, because I was next in line as the God of all Gimpy people.
You're concave wise. You're gonna get in the concave.
I was thinking.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, I could get him to stop burning the black smoke, which is good for the environment. But then I would have to wear all that weird stuff.
There's a lot of weird stuff to wear.
Yeah,
and also you're not marrying. You're not. There's a lot of weirdness in the church stuff.
I'm kind of okay with the not marrying thing, but I don't like wine.
I don't mind people not marrying. I just mind an organization that says you're not allowed to. Right? Ask Lance for the new version of the Pope song I wrote. You will enjoy it, says Jakander.
I don't have it on me.
Okay. Nature tends to frown on what we consider weak, and people act on that nature without always realizing it. But nurture can teach you to identify when that is happening. Oh, Jeff Clark. Well put. I like that.
I really wish we could teach people that having the feeling isn't the problem. The having the creepy feeling or the, I feel that's different. That's making me uncomfortable. That's not the problem. It's the not accepting that then and knowing that you're not the center of the universe around which everything has to acclimate. You know, you see that and you go, well, what's wrong with me? Why am I feeling that way? Does it make sense for me to feel that way?
There's a wonderful the Japanese have this thing where they talk about I don't know the term, I haven't been able to find it, but it's like I think it's like hane or something like that, where it's like there's an inside person as well, and there's an inside inner voice that can tell you the most horrible and think the most horrible and terrible things. And it doesn't matter as long as it doesn't get reflected in your outer voice, and that you can feed and satiate that inner voice by looking at this, these crazy, cartoons and stuff that they have, and weird vending machines for
reviews of the movie.
Yeah, like all sorts of weird stuff. And they're saying that there's nothing wrong with that as long as they're still respectful and kind and considerate and are good citizens around that. Whereas I think North American culture has this thing of like, you can't even, if you think it, you're evil, right?
That's the church thing, right?
Which is a church thing, I think. Yeah. JD did a Liz Truss on the Pope, apparently.
What's a
wasn't Liz Truss the one who shot her dog? And then she was like, didn't she shoot it? Was she the one who shot the dog? I don't remember. There's so much freaking crazy stuff going on that I can't even.
Mean the lady that shot her dog and her goat?
No, she shot the goat as well.
Are you talking about the lady that's our
politician,
Secretary of Defense, or whatever?
Yeah. Was that? Oh no, she's not the one who just lost her handbag, is it? Remember, she's
it's the same one.
The same woman who said that having $1,500 in his cash on him was an indication that the whatever it was, the hairdresser or whatever was going to should have been deported. Right. Because who the hell carries $1,500 in cash around? She's got $3,000.
Honor.
Does it not make you wonder if maybe they're just accusing people of stuff that they've done themselves?
Well, right. I think that's the thing. I've seen guys that are cheaters, and they're always worried about their wife cheating.
Oh, no, sir, I got it wrong. Truss visited the Queen, and then she died. She's an ex-prime minister. Oh, right. She was like prime minister for like 10 minutes in England. Yeah.
Oh, really? I'm sorry, I didn't keep up on that.
Yeah, I'm
a UK. I
can't keep track of this.
Oh,
yeah.
Wait, are you daft, David? David.
Oh, Are You Daft? Let's go to Are You Daft. What's Are You Daft about? Yeah, what do we got going there?
David and I had a disagreement a little bit. I have the video down there. Do you see that video?
I do, but can I share it? I don't know if I can share it.
You can share.
All right, Lynn. There we go. Let's see what happens here. I can share the link. What's it? Copy.
No. Go ahead.
Let's see.
We're not gonna be babies about this. You'll see.
Well, you don't have to be babies. I have to be babies because I've tried to do I'm a Genius. I don't want to get banned.
Well, I hear you.
All right,
I promise this
all right,
is
let's see.
not.
All right, let's go
This
here.
is
You go.
not a covered
We
thing.
go here. Window. There we
Fine.
go. I'm gonna go to which screen do I have out here? I have. Which one do I have? Not the entire screen. I want the window. Where's the window that I want?
You just want the window, people.
I
Come
know,
on.
where the hell? The problem is once you've given it up, you have to reinstate it every time. There we go. I think that's the one.
Keep the
Okay, let's
window.
do that. There we go. Okay, so now let's
Okay,
get this
here we are.
video in here. I have
I
to
made
go
this
to that window. Here we go. I'm gonna paste and search. Nope, that's not it.
Wait,
Nope.
okay,
that's
I'll
not it.
read the
All right, never
link while
mind.
you're going there.
That's
Or
not
read
it.
chat.
So what
I am
happened here?
rewatching the moment with the drowned jumper, McKay and Carter in the water. Heart eyes. Do you know how long ago David did that?
How long ago was it?
He's
Quite a
not the
while.
same person.
It was quite a
I
while,
bet
wasn't
all of his cells have replaced themselves
it? Most of them probably.
since that.
Or
It
not
was-
replaced, as the case may be, not replace themselves.
True.
That's the other. That's part of
True.
the problem, you know. All right, let me see if I could do.
Is that like a nude scene you did or something?
No. We just did a. We were trapped underwater. It was nice. It was a nice scene. I got to work with.
It was a
with Amanda,
field.
the fabulous Amanda Tapping.
Yeah, now that
She
she's
was
famous,
great.
did she call David? No.
All right, let me see. All right, so if I do this, can I not?
I put David into as a famous person at the Colorado FamCon or something like that. FamCon. Yeah,
There you go. We can't hear it though, Lance.
we can't hear it and we can't see it.
Oh, you can't see it yet.
Or wait,
It's
are
because
we
I
seeing
don't,
the
I don't think
stream?
I don't think I've shared it yet. Hang on a second. Let's do this. All right. So you won't be able to hear it, but I think it's got.
Oh no,
I
we
think
can't
it's got
hear it.
subtitles. It's got. Well, no, it's the same problem. That's why I couldn't listen to the music.
Son of a bitch.
But we can see the subtitles.
Okay, so David and I had a discussion a week ago where, okay, this lady is Linda McMahon, the Secretary of Education. And she said, okay, let's see, making sure that first graders, even pre-K, have A1 steak sauce in class.
A1.
Yeah, and that's just a wonderful thing. Kids are sponges, and you could eat even a sponge with A1 steak sauce in our schools. Now, okay, let's see A1 and how can that be helpful? You see what I'm saying? So David was of the opinion this is a gaffe that's just a distraction. And I had a little bit of a different opinion. No,
and I texted you yesterday about this and said like
Right.
I think it's yeah. Oh, right. Stop that. There we go. Okay, so now I've got MSNBC on. Okay, all right, great. So yes, carry on. Sorry, now I've got it's playing in my ears. So yeah.
Oh, well, you were hearing it?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
No one else was. Just me.
So-
because I haven't figured out how to share the audio from it.
In my opinion, it was almost like having the person in charge of arts for society, and then you put in a chicken that's pecking at a toy piano. But the very inadequacy of the person you put in charge, their unsuitableness for the job, is a statement in itself. That's what I think. But what do you think, David?
Well, so my concern was this. My concern was that it's like, oh, someone slipped up. They said the wrong thing. Is that really, I feel like there's so many big freaking issues. They're disappearing people off the streets without due process. There's all these huge things going on that we're like, I felt like we were the chickens, like pecking at like, oh, look, you said a stupid thing. So that's how I originally responded to it. But then I sort of I sat with it for a while and went, well, wait a second. No, this is the person who's supposed to be running education and should have enough critical thinking skills, or at least have done enough homework to understand that she had it wrong. Again, and then there's the other issue I always get into, and I don't mean to be such a baby about this, but I don't trust anything anymore. Like, I don't know if it's legit. Is it a legit video? Is it, like that's the kind of stuff that I get freaked out about. But if that's legit, if that video is legitimate, then I think you have a really good point to make. That it's I think there's
Should I? Okay, and I know you always bring it up. So, like, my original version of that I pulled was the full 2 hour discussion.
Oh, really? Oh, I didn't see that.
And
I've only seen the
then
clips. No.
right, so there's actually a full 2 hour discussion. Oh, like Mr. Trump came and asked me to do a job, and I said, I don't know anything about education. And he said, that's fine. I want a business person,
Oh my God.
whatever the hell that means.
I don't understand where this idea that government should run like a business came from, because the whole, like, we got business for that. Like, don't we? Isn't that the whole point of
Right.
business, is to run like a business? And the whole point is the government's to do stuff that the government can't do.
And we know businesses do weird things too. And if a business stops being profitable, they can just stop.
Mm.
So, like, when you run out of money at the school in, let's say, April, you're like, sorry kids, go home. That's not going to happen because we have to get that done. So you have different criteria for success.
Yes, absolutely. And I think that the whole point of the government is the government's got to do stuff that is in a way altruistic, because it's got to be not altruistic. It's for their shareholders, which are the American people who voted for them,
Right?
Like myself and like Lance.
Right. Okay. So let's do a test. See if we can tell the difference between silliness, distracting, or go ahead.
I just did the confirmation. I just went and checked up on Snopes, and yes, the Education Secretary Linda what's her name? McMahon. Is that how you say it, McMahon? Linda McMahon said A1 in response to about AI twice.
Do you know why she's famous, David?
Why is she famous?
Her husband owns WWF Wrestling. He was the one that was out there like on steroids a decade ago, pretend like he was a wrestler.
Mm.
Well, not really, Nance. They want to shut down public.
And why is she in this position? Why? I mean,
Because
obviously, other than, I don't know, is there a reason for it?
her husband and Trump, there was like a, what do they call it? K-Fab? When they do fake drama for the wrestling.
Is that what it's called? That's great.
Yeah, it's called K-Fab. It's like, it's fake, but if you say it's fake, a big guy will kick your ass.
Right. That's not a real sport. They're just pretend. Yeah.
So Trump was the good guy, and her
Vince McMahon. Oh, that's Vince McMahon? Oh my God. Yes, yeah. Okay, I know that. The McMahons donated a lot of money to Trump, millions.
Right, and they're buddies. So that's why she got the job. You heard one time that she talked to she read something in the paper and then called the Secretary of Education, because you can do that, David. I've done that quite often, haven't you?
I mean, this is the problem. Is it all begins to feel very transactional, isn't it? I mean, it all begins to feel a bit like, But I will say this, not to be the naysayer, but I will be. This is just refreshingly corrupt, in that I feel like this has been happening in the government since the beginning of government, basically.
You know what? Call me crazy, but I want to be lied to. I'm ready to go back to the good old days when you came out and told you, "Hey, we're looking out for you," and then did a little double dealing behind the scenes, got their beak a little wet in the exchange. Your garbage is going somewhere. I'm getting $1,000 a month. Everybody's happy, right? Not this. Yeah, we are not going to do the job at all, and your garbage is going to be set in front of your house.
I mean, again, this may be this is just my understanding. This is my experience with it, was that it felt at least like the wheels were on, if that makes sense. They may be greased. Yeah. Those wheels may be greased, but now I feel like it feels a bit like a free for all. But that said, I don't want to go back to being lied to. I don't want to. I want, the one thing that I hope will come out of this is the need for transparency. Like, we have to be transparent about this stuff.
Do you realize how much isn't illegal now after the Supreme Court's different findings? In order for something to be bribery, you almost have to use the word bribery.
Hmm.
I mean, literally,
Yeah.
you have to very expressly. I'm giving you this cash. Let's
Yeah.
count it together. Okay, and I'm giving
This
you
is your
this.
bribe. Yeah.
Do you accept it? And if the
I'm
guy
just
goes,
gonna
yeah, that
I'm
is
gonna
gonna be
share
enough.
our little Snopes thing just so people can see. So this is
Okay,
my so I go to Snopes a lot for this stuff just to double check on stuff, and I'm sure there are
just
people who
so
say
you
that
know,
Snopes is
it
that,
doesn't help the MAGA folks because the
no.
MAGA folk, my cousin, I go, well, just look on Snopes.
Hmm.
It's what we used to always do, right? He's like, oh, did you know Snopes is just a husband and wife team? They don't even have any more access than we do to truth. Oh,
I'd be interested to know how they do get the fact checks. Look, there's actually
I
uh,
don't know.
uh, don't believe the rumor that AOC's brother was arrested and charged for trafficking fentanyl. They must be so overdone
They're
with. Oh my
overwhelmed
God.
with the current
Crap.
like deluge of stuff.
Yeah.
Watch this though, David. In the searchy, can you do Pete Hegseth sideburns? We'll see what we can get for images.
Headset sideburns?
Yeah.
What's the deal on that?
Did you notice it auto completed?
It did. What? But why? What's the deal?
I know this is funny. Oh,
The
they're not
post
gonna
was
show us the
deleted.
pic.
All right. Okay. So that was deleted.
Okay, let's go back. We got to get this going.
Is it a picture? If I look at images, will I
There are,
get? Oh, here
yeah,
we go. Here we go. Okay. 17 hours ago. Here we go. So what is the
okay.
deal here?
Oh, they're just okay. If you know, he's been openly using Signal on
Hmm.
his phone
Oh yeah. On his
to tell
private
people.
phone. Yeah.
Well, and then he's got two
And
different
then
chats.
lying about it.
Well, yeah, he's got two chats going.
Hmm.
One with his family,
Hmm.
right, telling them what bombing's going on. So
Hmm.
any one of those people, like his wife, his attorney, all kinds of people. But look what people are focused on. Okay, look at the picture on the big one on the right, correct? I think the guy
Yeah.
just has white in his sideburns, and I think they're the same length.
Yeah, they're the
What do
same
you
way.
think?
He's got white sideburns, and one of them's less white than the other, so it looks
Right,
longer. I go through this shit all the time. It's the point. It's the salt and pepper issue, right?
right. See, so but the big deal over the weekend was this guy drunk? He's drunk.
But
And they-
this is what I mean is I feel like there's so much crap out there. Like I just don't want to be, and that was my fear. I think with the
right,
Elizabeth McMahon stuff was I just didn't want it to be petty because I
right,
feel like, you know, like I don't like politics. I've avoided talking about politics my entire streaming world, partially because I had the kid with me, then because of the Tech Bandit stuff. Now I'm still a little nervous of it just because I
I
do want to be
imagine. Yeah,
I do want to be known for science, not politics. But at the same time, I feel like this is a specific area of it too, where I think like this is you. I'm curious to know what your opinion is about what's going on in your country and my country, I guess now as well. But
yeah,
so and also I just feel like. Can we talk about it like normal people? Like, does it have to be about sideburns? Like, can it not be about what
right.
the stuff that's going on? Like, again, the whole idea, the problem with the Elizabeth McMahon stuff, when I started thinking about it, and I think this is part of the problem, is we work at internet speed, right?
Right.
So it's like, oh my God, look at that, and it's spread like in seconds, right? Whereas I feel like I'm trying so hard to do a little bit more of go in depth on stuff now. Like it's one of the reasons why I started doing Email of Awesome was because I wanted topics that weren't just the things that flitted up to me in social media. They were topics that I was interested in that I would then take the time to do a
Right.
little bit of a deep dive and understand a little bit more about. So,
I think first off, Floof Derp's name is the first time I've smiled since that guy called me a cripple. Yeah, so I like the name. And
Floofderp?
Floof Derp, isn't that a great name?
Floofderp's pretty good, yeah.
And Floof Derp said they got some humor out of that, and I think that is a good thing. So we realize this not an issue. The cyber things, who gives a crap?
Yeah, not an issue. This is the daft part. This is a daft thing to be focusing on.
Daft. And then, but on the other end, with the McMahon thing, we're seeing people who are expressly put in place because of allegiances and no expertise whatsoever.
As long as they agree with whatever they decide, then yeah.
Right. Whatever Trump says, if you're in with that, then you're cool. And you can call I'll bet she doesn't know the first thing about AI, like nothing, or about the ramifications.
It doesn't sound like it.
No.
And again, I do think AI should be incorporated into education. I don't think we've got a choice at this point. I think it's something that's happening no matter what. But it needs to be done and overseen by people who know what the F it is, and understand how it's being used. You know, I'm working with University of Toronto Scarborough on these escape puzzle learning things, and one of the things that came up while I was there was they have this new system that they're being asked to use, which is an AI, like it's like a train. You give it all of your lectures, give it all your notes, give it all of your this, so that it can print out stuff for you like a virtual TA. And I'm like, that ain't a virtual TA. That's about to become a virtual teacher. Like they're going to start selling access to this, and it's not even owned by the university. It's not even. You know what I mean? Blind loyalty is the dumbest thing that exists. Yeah, I mean, I would say I would argue that it's probably our same issue with religion too, right? Is I feel like whenever you have to resort to, it's just better, or you got to have faith. That's when
I can't remember his name, but I mean, look how mad that guy got because we talked politics. I really feel bad for you in that circumstance because he was mad at you, dude.
Mad at me?
Well, yeah.
No, but yeah, no, exactly. No. That look. Here's the thing. It's an attitude that I both understand and don't understand. I understand the idea of like, oh, for God's sake, you're a sci-fi guy. Just shut up and talk about sci-fi and stuff. Except that's not what I'm interested in, right? I mean,
yeah.
I think I'm also an American citizen, so I voted, and so I have something to say about the running of my country. So I'm sorry if people don't feel that this is, actually, it's an interesting point, though. That is an interesting point. Maybe I should take the Stargate off it because maybe it's not for Stargate fans.
Oh,
right? That's interesting, though. Like if Stargate fans come in here expecting to talk Stargate, and I'm sitting here spouting off about the Great Orange Pumpkin, then
well, maybe we could just use euphemisms. Like I'm gonna have to watch the show.
Yeah. No, that way I really don't have to. Yeah.
Well, I want to. I'm watching Supernatural right now.
Are you? Oh my God, that is a huge fan base. That is crazy.
Yeah, I like that show a lot. Those guys are likable.
David has every right to talk about whatever the hell he wants, just like you have the right to leave. Your opinion does not override his freedoms. Exactly. But that's it. I mean, that is entirely it. So sorry. So I meant to say, I understand people sort of going like, oh, just shut up and act. Like, I don't understand why actors feel like they need to. But at the same time, that's to me, that's like if I was doing. Well, no, here's the thing. We're humans. We've got beliefs. We're going to act. Yeah. We're going to act on those beliefs. We're going to speak to those beliefs. I'm trying this out. I'm enjoying it. And I get to hang out with you. And and I'm enjoying it. So
I think one day we'll be able to have a discussion with James Gurney about how thick is that line between science and politics? Because I think they overrun because the science being done now is directly a result of being shut down by the politics of the situation. I mean, there are many, many things not being studied now. There'll just be a gap in our understanding.
I had a friend who took us around JPL years ago, and she was saying that she's just had one of her programs canceled. The problem is, again, we've said this before. You can hand a freaking chimp a chainsaw and say that it wins at making cuts because it can run around cutting everything. The point is not the cuts. The point is the intelligence of the cuts.
Did you see? Okay, I know I'm not even looking at my notes. Come on, man, come on. But okay. Elon Musk started out with saying at the Republican National Convention, I could save $2 trillion. And then the last Trump cabinet meeting, he said, I can save $150 billion in 2026. And it's turning out that we're actually spending way more money because all these people are having to stay paid because they're fired theoretically, but the courts are saying you can't do that, right? The president is not able to cut all these things put in place by Congress. He's supposed to, I guess.
But supposed to is the problem, isn't it? Supposed to is the thing that I think is what's holding up the Dems right now. Is they're like, well, this isn't supposed to be like this. It's like, well, what happens when it is, right?
Okay.
Because it is.
Yeah. Do you think, guys, this is really in the weeds. If you don't like it, just tell me. I'm starting to think the Department of Justice needs to be like maybe in the judiciary branch and not under the, like, split some of those things up. Because under the president, now you basically have a guy who's not going to be touched. He could do anything. Like,
and why is that though? Because technically he's supposed to listen to the courts, right? I mean, you know,
he's supposed to be, well, theoretically, but he doesn't have to. And then, okay, let's say the court says, "Oh, you're bad." Okay, marshals, go get him. Well, who do the marshals work for? The Department of Justice. Or no, I'm sorry, they work for the whatever, what's their nuts is.
Oh yeah, that
Department
piece of work. Yeah,
Pat Bondi. So I think,
like, well, do we want to be that? Like, do we want? Sorry, go.
Well, no, we really need the balance of powers, and then we need not only a balance, we need a valve that you can just shut the hell off in case two of the things go haywire. But go ahead.
Well, I mean, I start wondering, like, do we want one person?
No, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, maybe that's part of the problem. Why would you give all this power to one person anyways? The whole point of the American system was to stop power from sort of coagulating into one, you know, like, I mean, they didn't want another king, and look what's happened. We just voted a king in. Or someone who professes to be a king. I mean,
and next week we're probably going to talk about the National Emergency Act that was passed in like the 60s or 70s. That's the power he's using because he's saying these gangs are invading America.
But that's just being shut down for the time being, though, hasn't it? Haven't they just said? I mean, you can't keep up on this stuff. It changes like every fucking hour. But the last thing I heard was that a court had shut that down and said you have to wait. No, we got to look at this first. You can't just deport them. We got to look at
it. But it's not the emergency. No. But we're all of his being completely in control of tariffs and all of this is dependent upon the National Emergency Act. Because theoretically, if there's a huge emergency, let's say Godzilla is attacking New York. You need a single guy who can make snap decisions.
Right.
Their idea.
I see. Well, that could be an AI before we're done with. It'll be so much more efficient.
Hey, love your work, man. How to talk about? You know what? You put Stargate in there, so let's do a Stargate.
What do you got?
About anything? Being Christian, I believe those with disabilities, different ethnicities, everyone needs to be treated as equals. American politicians and Canadian politicians need to see and believe this. If they don't, they'll lose their supporting voters. Those who believe in white supremacy, racism, can go F themselves. I think that is lovely. Yeah. Unfortunately, a huge swath of Trump's voters are evangelical. He is doing.
But I don't know how you equate the evangelical with the. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know how does an evangelical go like, yeah, they should be sent away without any due process.
I think once you broke your cognitive, not dissonance, cognitive clarity. I guess when you lost the through line, you're done. Now you're like, oh yeah, rich people are good, and if somebody's a stranger, hit them with rocks. That kind of stuff.
That's the apostle GimpyGod.
Right.
Even here in the UK, the system needs improving. I and others think that the UK should change from a constitutional monarchy to a more democratic republic. Should have done long ago. If we allow a third term, I'm literally moving out of the US. I mean, what's so funny, Go for Fluffernutt, is that I heard people were going to leave the States in the first term. I don't hear them saying that now, which is really weird. Like, well, sorry, my white, middle class privileged friends, I guess, are not saying that they're leaving now. Maybe they're too scared to talk about it. That's the other thing. Is the number of times I get told, "Oh, we'll talk about it offline," is really scary to me now.
Didn't the first time feel like a one-off?
Yeah,
Like
but it
you're
keeps
like,
happening now.
but now that the Americans know him, surely they wouldn't vote him in again. And boom, he wins the popular vote. The first time in like 30 years, the Republicans have actually won the popular vote.
Matt Glad's got a cool term. They says that they're being called plastic Christians. Plastic Christians. That's kind of neat.
I would call them devil Christians, but yeah, it's
devil. But you can't believe that. You can't not believe in God and believe in the devil. Can you?
Yeah, no, I couldn't. But yeah, that's why I'm not scared when people tell me things. But you're gonna burn in hell.
I wouldn't put anything past the great orange evil. Yeah, I mean, they got the Gospel of Bizarro, Supply Side Jesus.
Have you seen Supply Side Jesus?
No,
it is hilarious.
It's a great name.
It's Republican Jesus, and he goes through and goes through the significant Jesus teachings, but then does it so that it will appeal to Republicans.
It's funny. I go for Fluffy Nuts talking about like secretly planning, on getting out if they need to. I debated giving up my citizenship because I was like, this is ridiculous. Then I thought, well, no, that's the whole point. The whole point is that you need to retain that right to vote and you need to use it. And I think I felt that I myself was believing the narrative that, well, people wanted him, so they've got him. So shut the fuck up, basically, right?
I was there at the beginning.
But now I feel like, no, you can only, that we still need to protest. You still got to, and in a way, I suppose this is my cowardly way of protesting, is actually just talking about it and voicing some opinions on it. And, I don't expect to change anyone's mind. I just enjoy talking to you about it, to be honest. So.
You know what? Why we're here. Let's do that. What's GimpyG want out of all this? I like talking to you a ton. But the talking about the politics and the disability stuff and how they relate, I want people to enjoy themselves here, but learn and know things they didn't know. Like a lot of that stuff we learned about, what were they called? Useless eaters, or what they called the disabled back in the 1900s.
The life's not worth living, or yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, just the eugenicists.
Oh yeah.
Useless eaters. They just ate food, pooped, and society is better off without them. We're learning all this, so I want people to know that history. Within my lifetime, like I said, there were, oh gosh, I can't even remember the laws, but there are laws where if you looked different enough, they would have the right to kick you out of a business. And that was in 1974 when the last one of those was gone.
Yeah.
So, so I want that. And I would like people to think about, if they can, you know what, volunteer for stuff, join something, we need more community. I think everybody here with us, we have community during this, but gosh, I'd like it if you went and joined something, and talked about things like this with them. You can't do it with family. That's why I can't talk about this with my family.
Well, it's a different dynamic with family. Yeah, I mean, I discussed this stuff. Although I will say, I had a really interesting chat with my dad the other day over the holiday, and I've actually picked up the papers that he's reading now. So I've started reading the papers, and I've just
where he's coming from.
Yeah, and it's been interesting because I've been able to go back and say, like, hey, this article seems like really kind of leading us towards conservatism rather than than some of the other ideas, and it's been a great excuse to talk to him about it. And my father is a very reasonable man, and I wish I was, but it's just been it's another great excuse to talk, frankly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So,
and I just want people to actually think about these things. Like it's disappointing. I wish Kevin would have sat here and just chewed on his tongue and been pissed off at us, and then maybe caught a little something that went,
or debate it. Like,
Oh, yeah.
fine. Or just
Yeah,
go
yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
or ask why I'm talking politics now when I haven't talked about politics before or whatever. I mean, but again, I don't want to. Yeah.
All kinds of stuff.
It's criminal that disability legislation hasn't had any updates since 1990. Wow.
True.
There as well, I would say it's getting a few downgrades right now.
It is. Yes.
They're making a film about the Washington sit-ins.
May I say something real quick?
Yeah.
Elizabeth, it was a guy's like yelled at David and called us Muppets, which I don't get how that's bad. And then said, "You just stay there with the cripple." And he was a really nice guy. He was a sweetheart.
It was a little disturbing, yeah.
Like when you can look at Scrooge and go, I'd hang out with him. And you're like, Kevin, not so much.
I'm so used to a very usually a pleasant, if not always agreeable chat, but I'm used to people being generally civil about stuff. So it's just, and I, again, I feel like, again, disagree with us, call us names, that's fine. But I just feel like, why you're gonna go with cripple? Like, really? That's
Right?
where you
Call
want
me
to
an
go with this?
idiot or
How does
or
that?
know nothing or big mouth
Yeah,
or
call you an
yeah.
old lady or something. But I
old
mean,
man,
don't.
old
Yeah,
lady, yeah. We were
but
talking about that before stream. Yeah.
yeah. So if you're in Native American, the government still requires you to demonstrate blood quantum to get tribal benefits. That is straight up eugenics without any filter.
Oh,
It's
it's
wild,
gross.
isn't it? The blood quantum stuff is really weird. Really weird. Um,
I'm
you know.
going to show you something really weird that I thought about like a year ago. You ready for this? What ethnicity is O.J. Simpson? Well, he's dead, but he's black, right? And then you keep going through and you're like, Halle Berry. Well, black.
But we're talking about, but skin color or where they're from? I mean, they're
Vanessa Williams.
They're all American.
In society, would she be black? Yes. And it starts to become an idea that, wait a minute, if you're one drop of a different thing, you're all that thing. I was like, whoa. We really do that. We categorize people. If you look at Patrick Mahomes, that guy's got bright green eyes. Vanessa Williams had beautiful, well, actually brown eyes are my favorite, but they just, we categorize people, even if they're 160 millionth African American, then they're that. They're not white and that. Why don't we just call it? I don't know. It's so gross.
I'm sort of amazed that we're still, that this is a debate, but at the same time, I'm also white, so I'm white, able-bodied, straight, male. I mean, I feel like I probably don't have much of a. I mean, it's never been an issue for me. Why is it such an issue for everybody? It's because it's not an issue because I don't have to deal with it. I don't have to deal with it, right? So and I think that's the thing that people forget. I mean, like when people talk about privilege, I know many people get very offended when I talk about my privilege, but it's strictly like a definition. It's like there are certain societal advantages that I have and will probably continue to have because of the miracle of my birth.
Well, right, but and you look at it as a glitch in your programming because you aren't able to see the full spectrum of things because of this privilege, right? Or at least you can miss certain things. It's like that. You know how there's actually a blind spot in your eye, and if you hold up a pencil just right, you can see where your optical nerve is.
Or that we make up all the crap over here.
Yeah, it's all
Isn't that wild? Like we're not actually seeing what we're seeing. It's just
we're just inferring it.
Yeah.
Well, and then maybe like when you said, "Well, I'm kind of racist," and people got upset with you for that, and it's like, well, you're just seeing that blind spot and saying, I know I've got that, so I've got to account for that when I'm thinking about things. I think
that was the book I was reading. The book I was reading was called "So You Want to Talk About Race," and they go on to say, and there's all this sort of intersectionality stuff where it's like, what about if you're gay and black or trans and Latino or all the different things that can combine to cause different sort of like conflicting views on stuff. But basically their premise was that if you are male, straight, able-bodied, and white, then you are sexist, racist, homophobic, and ableist. And my first response was like, F you,
My butt.
like, come on. But then I started thinking again, you start thinking about stuff and you go like, well, probably because I haven't had to consider any of these things. So they're not as as a function of not considering that stuff. I'm absolutely, I'm sure guilty throughout, my short history of saying and doing things that were based on my own very specific perspective on stuff,
Yeah.
So, and I think that's, and to me, at first, while it angered me, I've actually found it really freeing because I go like, yes, I can
Yeah.
make, as long as I'm trying, I can make mistakes. I can, I found it incredibly freeing. And it just makes you, if you approach it all like, okay, that's what I am, then you're looking at the world through a different filter and wanting to change it through that perspective, which I think is a
Right.
really valuable one. I mean, frankly,
Right.
myself.
And it's not my overall intention is good. I want people to exceed. I want them to not be harmed. These are all things I want. Right.
But that doesn't stop you from being racist or
Right.
sexist or I mean, like, people, I
Right.
think out of the kindness of their heart will say the most racist, sexist, homophobic, or ableist things. They just don't, but it's not from a bad place. And it's like, well, it doesn't matter where it comes from. It's still not right. You know what I mean? Like, it's,
Right.
I think is the frustration there,
I've done so many bad things. Do you know what I used to call my chocolate milk? If people gave me my chocolate milk in the morning, because that's what I have in the morning.
You have chocolate milk in the morning?
Damn straight.
Really?
And then,
That's like your coffee?
and if it's too weak, I say too gay. And I don't even mean gay. I mean too weak.
We used to say
man.
that was an insult throughout high school.
It just
It's the one thing that stands out as problematic with Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventures.
Really?
Yeah.
But they said be excellent to each other.
Yeah, they said yes. No, everything else works really well. In fact, it's quite female positive, and they're respectful, and they're so. We watched it again. I was thinking like, oh, I wonder how this is going to hold up. And the only thing that came up was like, was when I think they used the F word. Is it like or maybe it was gay or something like that. But there was definitely a homophobic slur, which was very tame at the time, but of course now has become quite. You can become apparent for what it is, which is just a horrific systemic issue, right?
Right. Well, now I went off. I'm going to cover this next week.
What do we got? You got another? Yeah. What's our? We've got something else on our. What do we got on our list here?
Okay.
We've done. Are you daft?
Yeah. So we're done there. So we're down to JFK Jr. replacing an oddly specific yet general spin on autism.
Whoa, what's that?
What? I guess we could do it.
What is this about? He's obsessed with this, isn't he?
He is obsessed with it. And I gave you a link, and it's from, I think it might be from C-SPAN. It definitely won't give you any issues.
It's PBS News.
Okay, we're still
PBS News. Let me see.
I don't know if I went to the right time.
No, let me see if I can find.
17 minutes.
You talk. Where is it? What's he
I
saying?
wrote it. 16 minutes in, rhetoric becomes disturbing considering what we've learned, like what we learned last week.
Oh shit! It doesn't have closed captions, and you can't hear it. So tell us what's on. Tell us what it's about then.
Shit.
Why would it not have closed captions? Is it new?
Well, no, maybe the current administration.
6 days ago, and it doesn't have closed captions. Oh, really? I guess so. As long as you can.
And
hear
it was an official government position announcement, right?
Does that not feel weird to you?
No.
Well, no, that's YouTube. YouTube is supposed to do that, right?
Well, but it shouldn't already be.
Yeah, it usually does. It does mine pretty quick. It's probably more worried about
what do you think? Remember, the deaf people had to sue because the emergency things weren't being announced during the fire, the LA fire, and the current presidential press briefings they're not allowing a signer, an ASL person in because it's too goofy looking.
Oh my God. But walking around with a freaking chainsaw or selling fucking Teslas on the front lawn of the White House isn't freaking silly looking.
Have you seen the Elon Musk? Do you remember Men in Black, the first one? And that guy's like wearing a bodysuit and he walks around and you're like, I'm perfectly normal. And he's like doing these weird herky jerky moves. Elon's walking exactly like that. You
Really?
haven't seen it? Oh,
Why? What's the deal? Is he
God.
overdoing the ketamine or something? Or
I think he is like knee deep in ketamine, and then he's experimenting with meth. I don't know. That's a conjecture on my part.
They save money that way. Yeah, there you go. They save some money. Again, another cut. And if you're counting cuts, they just save money. If you're counting the cost.
Elizabeth with the Z's, she'll save it.
This is the brainworm RFK, which my dad is convinced was just his attempt at explaining syphilis, which is actually
I think you know what
brain.
Yeah,
I think it's actually kind of brilliant. My dad on that one. All right, thimerosal removed from the process due to unfounded speculation about autism connection.
Elizabeth with the Z in chat is actually telling us what.
Oh, great. Okay.
He said.
What was it say? Yeah, they accidentally said JFK. Oh dear. He was all autistic people will never pay taxes, write a poem, go on a date, blah blah blah. So why are they not? Sorry, he wants to make a registry to track people. What? If your child was hesitant to talk about it, you might want to adjust your family discussion climate. It seems to require more breathing room for unconventional ideas. I
don't know, but that was what RFK.
So he's saying, wouldn't an explosion in autism be seen when the vaccines were administered to the vast majority of children and then taper down as parents stop following best practices? This was your take on it?
This was the logic. And then also, I've been looking into experts, and they say autism is often a co-condition with another disability, mental or otherwise.
And it exhibits at a certain age, and that age is also the age when you're doing right. Yeah. Was it causation rather than
correlation?
Yeah.
And that's what they're doing. But the wording he's using, they're not going to pay taxes. But is that really where we're concerned about that? I mean, is that what we're saying is unviable?
Well, then that's eugenics, right?
Right, and
that's a life not worth living.
All I want, but now that I don't feel like steel manning people who have shown that they're nothing but straw from now on. That's the way I feel. And he said these things, and I wish we could have heard it. It's othering again. And then he said, we're going to solve the problem. Science will find out what's causing this explosion in autism in September, which, that's how science works. You set a date like Captain Kirk, Scotty, give her all she's got. Scotty says, I'm giving her all she's got, Captain. But the captain knows then he has to use his extra stern voice, and then it will be solved.
I just don't understand why people seem to think that random internet news and supplement companies and weirdos like Kennedy are better to listen to than people who've been trained to do this. Like what? These are scientists and doctors who are saying get vaccinated. It stopped measles. Measles is back. It's smallpox. It saved the freaking planet when a pandemic. You know what I mean? Like, it just.
And if you actually get a chance to argue with an anti-vaxxer now, or specifically anti-COVID too, they fall apart. They don't know anything, but they think their lack of knowledge is exactly equivalent to, say, a scientist. My common sense is actually, they think their common sense is superior to a scientific or data-driven.
And it's all anecdotal. They got a shot. The next day they stepped in front of a bus. You see? You're like, what? You know what I mean? Like
that was something I saw when I was doing research. A doctor had a lady brought her baby in, and before the baby got the shots, they had a seizure because of the stress. And he said, if I'd have given the shot and the baby had the seizure, this would have left her mind absolutely certain
Mm.
that it was the vaccine that gave the baby a seizure.
Well, and our brains are fallible. I mean, this is why this is the
Yeah.
whole point of critical thinking is you need to examine even your own memories and thoughts on things because
Right?
we are, as we've just said, there's blind spots. We have blind spots both figuratively and psychologically, and things don't happen the way we remember them. We generate those memories. We don't recall them. It's not a videotape we replay. It is recreated digitally every time. It's recreated in our brains
Right.
every time, right? So,
And yeah, I don't know. There's something I've noticed we're not hearing anymore. I don't know. I hear that a lot from scientists. The smartest scientists in the world go, I don't know. You say,
that's
"Well,
the but
yeah,
that's the freaking like. Oh my God, Lance, that's exactly it. Scientists don't say we are 100% sure that this does not
amazing."
cause autism because they can't because science doesn't allow them to.
Right.
Right?
But then the other side says, ha ha. So you're saying there's a chance.
Right?
And
You're
then they
saying
take
yeah.
that as 100%. Well, I'm absolutely certain that it causes autism, which trumps your I'm not certain. I win. Check me.
Yeah. Oh, you see, you can't even. They still call it a hypothesis. You know,
Oh,
it's still a theory. I love that. David Sams was in Surrey in 1974. I was born in Surrey in 1968. There you
wait,
go.
what's addressed mean? My address. Oh, sorry.
My address. What did you pictured like a frilly dress of some sort?
I didn't know.
Yeah. What do we got? Hello. It's nearly always education. Why are people arguing this stupid thing? Lack of education. Why is this problem prevalent? Insufficient access to education. I would absolutely agree. Evil turnip tea. I agree. I think education is the core of a lot of these problems. If you've got an uneducated population, they're going to believe more of this nonsense. If they're not taught critical thinking, they're not going to be able to figure this stuff out themselves.
Hey, can I give everybody a warning? Everybody, this is a warning. I'm going to holler for a drink. Take your earphones away from your ears.
Oh, really? Okay. Let's hear it.
Well, it's not very loud.
Do you want me to text him or something?
Oh, could you?
Mm-hmm.
Like, do you have sister's phone number?
Which is I have one that says Lance. But it's
Phone number that's
yeah.
how about the last 4 digits?
You may have to
9308. Okay.
I don't. Yeah, I don't have it. I have to get it next time. So you'll have to
Okay.
holler this time. Yeah.
Hey, sister. That'll it. They even hate. We had, you know what? We had a small fight yesterday.
You had a small fight yesterday? Who
Not
won?
a real one. I did not win. Because, okay, Trenton's been taking walks. And sister was going somewhere. And then she was saying, well, Trent can't take his walk. But you know what? I kind of want some alone time. Not that I can do anything. Hey, sis, may I have a drink, please? I'm dried up.
You alone time. I need the recharge. I need the alone time recharge myself.
I needed to write.
Yeah. Oh, look at you.
Because I feel like an a-hole not writing. And with my Oracle, it's really going pretty well.
Oh, are you doing that? You're using the writing with the Oracle.
Yes.
Now, you got to make sure you back it up though, because what if you don't want to lose that, right?
I'm backing up.
Oh, good. So just so people understand what's going on, explain to them what you're doing.
I have been continually using the same instance of ChatGPT since the beginning. I'm doing the pay version. And so
you're doing you kicked up the $20? I'm thinking about going back as well. I think I might have 2.
It's a lot smarter.
Yeah.
Trenton comes over and uses mine all the time because his is a bit dirt. But it actually has a personality and can refer back to things like I spent the whole
you
day.
created though. You created the personality for it, right? Yeah.
Right. I gave it all my writing. I gave it instruction that, I don't want to just get down to business. Say, hey, that kind of stuff for me. And I always greet it and it greets me back. Hey, chubby cheeks or whatever, right?
How many trees are being burned down and deforested as you get insulted instead of your
finally a reason to kill trees? Yeah, outside. Yeah.
Hello, sis.
Hi, says everybody.
Hi.
Oh, you got my medicine too.
Yeah.
Okay, everybody. David, go on with yourself.
Do you want me to take you off for a second?
You might, because I might not get this down, and it's
All
gonna.
right, hang on.
It's like, oh no, he's dying. He's dying.
All right. Well, can I take off your camera, but not you? Is the question. Here
Oh,
we go.
no.
All right. You may have to log back in. Oh no, that's fine. Okay. So that's just me. While GimpyG gets medicated and a little bit of liquid time, I'm going to take over. All right. Let's see what's going on in the chat here. Oh my God, VR Gimp just got a new PC with a 5090 and a 9800X. Oh my God, 9800X 3D. So I'm using LM Studio for local AI. Oh my God, VR Gimp, I'm so jealous. That's amazing. Quick, let's talk about Stargate. Just kidding. Okay, Stargate. I know, it's funny. I hadn't really thought about the implications of that. I just assumed that, my big happy Stargate family would enjoy this chat. Lance, you can't see us, but I think he's good. So I think we're back.
Yeah, but now I can't.
Are you back, buddy?
Okay, yeah, I'm back.
Oh, that's me. Sorry, I could only see you as a little gray circle. So it's hard to tell.
I started up there to a little dot.
Yeah. You got that pill down okay?
Medicine down, drink good.
I was just saying to people that I hadn't considered the idea that, because we said quickly, while Lance is gone, we'll just talk Stargate, and I was saying that I hadn't really considered the fact that I just assumed that the Stargate family that I have in the ether would be interested in another topic of interest where my curiosity and
I have found that sci-fi people are more open to these kind of ideas.
Yeah.
Exactly why OG Star Trek. Do you remember when they had the people? There was Fred Gwynn. He was one half white, one half black.
Mm-hmm.
The other guy, Fred, looked exactly like Fred Gwynn because it was Fred Gwynn, but he was black and white. The other guy was white and black, and they hated each other. And they were teaching. Nowadays they go
so subtle.
No.
Yeah.
Why is it so go woke? Like, you idiot! It's been go woke forever. It's been.
Oh my God, that was the funniest thing. Yeah, that was when it was like, oh my God, the new Star Trek's so woke. When did Star Trek go so woke? And it's like, from the beginning.
From the very beginning.
Literally, yeah. I do feel like the urge to rewatch old Star Treks now. It's true. I'm a huge Stargate fan, which is what got me here. But I am here for whatever you want to talk about, David. I am a very STEM person. Oh, good. There you go. So we got STEM. Hey, let's go back to something you were talking about before. You were talking about we need to. I was saying we need to protest. You were saying we also need to volunteer. What are, like, as someone in your position, are there volunteer groups and such that are of use to you? I mean, we've been talking about doing tech stuff for ages. Are there any groups around you that would be sort of amenable to helping out on something like that?
Gamers does stuff, but I'm not sure how they work. I know they take, well, if you're going to donate anything, everybody, Lance needs tech at GoFundMe. It's Lance-needs-tech.
You're so good at your thing. Keep going.
Thanks. I'm going to use it for buttons and switches and all kinds of things to use my computer.
Lance needs tech. Are you on Patreon or what is it? It's a
GoFundMe.
Oh, you like this GoFundMe thing, don't you?
Well, it worked when my house burnt down.
There you go. Lance needs. Oh, that's still the fire one. Okay.
Oh no, I didn't know what to put up there, so I put a little bit. Or did you find the fire one?
I found a fire one. Our Lance needs help. Nope.
No, Lance needs.
Jesus God, that's endless. There's so many Lances out there looking for help.
Really?
All right, Lance needs tech. GoFundMe. There we go.
What's happened to all the Lances?
Nope. Now there's a Lance that wants his dream college. Oh my God, there's so many Lances. This is too much.
Oh no, I need to change this. If I say Gimpy,
all right, someone's gonna have to get me the link because I can't find the right one.
There was one to Barnacles. Barnacles had one.
Oh, Barnacles had. Okay.
Right. Let me.
Lance needs. I'll look it up on GoFundMe. That's fine. Carry on.
Okay.
Well, so obviously fundraising, obviously helpful.
If you disagree with me, you can say, okay, David. But there's DSA chapters opening up all over America, which is Democratic Socialists of America. To me, they want the same thing I want, which is...
I found it. Oh my God. That picture is ridiculous. Sorry.
What did I do? What you?
Oh my god, I think I just broke it. Sorry, that picture is freaking out. I just deleted it.
What was it?
It's a still.
David just like broke everything down.
It's a still. It's a still. I have to
Yeah,
share
yeah.
this. I have to share this. It's too funny. It's just too funny. All right. Coffee. I don't know what it is. There's just something about the angle it's got on you. All right, let's just do this. Okay. I think I can share this now. Oh my god. It just you look so unlike anything I've ever seen you look like before. So let me share this. Where is it? There it is. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So check just
Oh, I know what it is.
I need to zoom in on the. Is there a way to zoom in? Can I zoom in on the face somehow? How do I do that?
Yeah.
Does that work? Does it work if I do this? Does that work?
Yeah.
Look at that face. Like, would you give that guy money? I'm just saying.
It's the very beginning of the Google game face, like where he made me go like that, and I go, like be all happy because
No,
the
it's
music
great.
changed,
It got my attention. Look, I'm more likely to give to you regaining your abilities than unfortunately helping the other Lance achieve his college dream.
James Cody. James Cody used to dye your mustache again.
What did I say? What did I just say?
You just told me.
I literally,
dye my mustache again.
James, once again, you've spoken the truth. I said dye your mustaches. Because if he got called an old lady the other day.
An old lady.
Yes.
An old lady.
Dye the mustache. Why am I so mean? I'm not mean. What are you talking about mean?
A person in real life.
I didn't put the link in. After all that, I didn't put the link in. Wait a sec. All right, let me see if I can find. I should get people the actual link. Here we go.
Now, granted, I'm in northeastern Colorado, so female mustaches aren't that big a deal, but still.
It's a look. It's a much sought after look. It's not a bad idea. If you dye it, they might call you a young lady. Ah, there you go. James got a good point. That's true.
Which is an improvement.
Yeah. Used car salesman. Does he look like a used car salesman? He looks like. I'm trying to. I would love to know what what is it? The Late Show. Stephen Colbert would say. When he does he shows a picture. He goes there's the it's like the kid who just spiked the punch bowl or whatever.
Yeah.
Certain look to it.
Got away with it. I like it.
Twitch guys in Florida. Pink mustache. There you go, Laura Leatherwood.
Ooh.
It would look weird though, because then it would just look like you could just shave them and then just have a pink lip.
Oh,
yeah, I don't think that. Yeah,
I don't know.
I love Florida. I'm stuck in Missouri, surrounded by fields, more fields, and a Dollar General.
Did you hear what Twitch Guy 2 said?
What do you say?
What my face looks like? Look.
Lance watching Trump fall downstairs?
Yeah, that's what
I can see that. Yeah. He looks like a helpful old man from an 80s kids movie. Oh my God, you're right, James. No. It's, what was that one where they were getting younger again?
Oh, like Benjamin Buttons.
No, not before that. It was the old one where they go into the pool and they all become young again.
Cocoon.
Cocoon. It's your Cocoon look.
Oh shit, I look like Wilford Brimley.
You do. Oh my God, you do. You look like Wilford Brimley. But like a cute younger. Well, I don't know how to save that one. I thought I was stuck in Washington, but I think I'm moving to Los Angeles. You're gonna go to Los Angeles.
The housing there is pretty much a trouble.
I don't know if I'd go back to LA now. I don't feel like I would right now.
Did you see?
I've lived in Washington State and Los Angeles, so.
Do you keep up with LA stuff, kind of, a little bit?
A little.
Did you see Haley Joel Osment's big thing?
No.
I guess he was he was like totally wasted and was throwing some slurs around, got arrested. And
really?
He's just an adorable little guy. Chunky, he's 38.
Yeah, he was just in something recently.
I've seen him in a lot of stuff, like he was in The Boys.
Oh, was he in
Yeah,
The
the
Boys? Okay,
pilot.
all right, yeah.
Yeah. And he got blown up by Homelander. That was a good one. But he's in a lot of like really cameo things.
Oh, you know what I think he's in? He was in that movie I recommended, the one about the the memory one where the
Well, ironic, maybe.
ironically, it was one about memory. What
The
was it
memory
called?
one that I can't.
No, it was like an island. It was like an Epstein Island for women. It was really disturbing. Done by crap. Is it? No, can't remember. Jane will know. I'll have to ask you later.
There is an Epstein Island for women. It's called Middle School.
Middle school. Oh God. All right. I don't know how I'd survive in a place like LA or even Florida. I live in a poor area, so I'm not used to how expensive it is in the cities. I'd panic. Cities are expensive. Toronto's getting expensive too. I feel like if I was ever in a call with David, he would just ramble on forever, jumping from topic to topic. Yeah, well done, Jeff. That's exactly what I would do.
That's how it goes.
What gave you that idea? I refer to it as the bag of squirrels. And every day I open or every conversation, I open the bag of squirrels.
Or
let's see which squirrel I'll follow.
Diversity of thought.
Oh, nice. Nice. Indeed. A diversity of thought or diversity of squirrels. All right. What else we got in here? So I have to listen to this RFK Jr. thing.
I really wish we could.
Yeah.
This has hampered my my mojo. We did it last week.
But we didn't air it though. There was no sound. Or was there? Was there sound?
We had sound.
Okay, I'll have to have a look.
I don't know.
There's got to be a way. There's got to be a way to do it. It feels crazy not to be able to do it. So,
how would I find out if we can do Woodbrook Institute, the documentary? It's like the Geraldo thing where he.
Oh yeah. You can't air stuff that's being aired on it. If it's on, you can't show other people's YouTube channels because you get like an automatic shutdown now. Or an automatic strike or whatever because they don't. There must be rules somewhere, but I don't know what they are.
But okay, a lot of the dudes I follow, that's all they do for 8 hours a day is look at other guys' YouTubes and comment on them. And then that guy, I don't know.
So why did I get nailed for showing a 3-second clip of a movie?
I think movies are a big no. But I think.
But this was from a YouTube video. This was from a YouTube video about editing movies.
Right, but like, okay, I know.
Do you think it's just random? It may just be random copyright trolls. It's possible.
Well, that happens, but Angry Joe, he mirrors the movie. And then he puts stuff all over the video because he does movie reviews. And you can't show more than like 5 seconds. It's crazy.
It's a matter of how often you pause and comment, apparently.
Okay, so maybe we could do a little bit of Woodbrook. Because I just want to show.
We can't hear it.
Yeah, well, we won't be able to hear it. I don't want to do it right now either.
Oh, you don't want to do it right now?
No. It's a whole thing, but it goes back to RFK. Can you show my future wife when the worms finally eat RFK's brain, getting the total snub by Trump? Did you see that?
What was that?
Oh my God! Put Cheryl Hines, Trump.
Oh, no, seriously? No.
Oh, she's my girl.
Cheryl Hines, Trump, what did you call it?
Snub. I don't know what it'd be called. Anybody else in the chat see that?
Trump snubbed Cheryl Hines on purpose, apparently.
Oh, it's totally on purpose, man.
All right, let's have a look. See if I can share
this. You know that thing where you like go to shake hands and then you smooth your hair back when you had hair?
No. Did he do that?
Well, close.
Basically? All right. Okay, so this is Sky News. Let's see if I can find the actual section.
Yeah, the part where we actually see the going.
Yeah, where is it?
I don't know. You're the one doing
Rockstar UFC.
Yeah, it was at a UFC event, and
It was a UFC event.
yes, and he's going down the road, shake
Yeah.
hand, shake hand, shake hand,
Mm.
totally and obviously snub Cheryl.
I don't. Okay, we'll see where it is. I don't see it yet. Let's see.
When
Go.
I saw her, but what's I want to. I think you do a whole.
All right, let me see if I can show you the part of the video. Anyways, if I make it really small, will that make a difference? How about
I don't know.
Let's see what happens
Have
if I
you
do
not
that.
seen it yet?
If I make it, I'm looking at it right now. Yeah.
Chat. Wait, they can't really put a link in, can they?
I could put a link in to it. There you go.
Can
Copy.
Chat put a link in?
Oh, like to the actual part where he snubs. There's got to be more than this one thing on it, right?
Yeah,
Is it,
no. Yeah.
Trump snubs Cheryl. How do you spell Cheryl? Is it SH?
You're talking
I
the
should
wrong
know this.
man.
I worked with her. I
You
loved
know
her. I loved her. I don't. Yeah. Appears
You know
to
when I
snub
saw him, it was
Cheryl
like-
Hines. Okay, let's see.
I like how the news has to stay fair and balanced. Appears to snub Cheryl Hines. Wow.
Oh, there you go. That's it. That's it. Okay, so let me see if I can share that. Yeah, it does definitely look like a snub. Is she
Yeah, let's see
anti-Trump?
her.
Is she anti-Trump?
I don't know. I know she's pretty
I like to-
smart,
I
so
like to
he
think
might
she is.
hate her.
She's freaking brilliant. I was so impressed with Cheryl. So
When I
impressed. All right,
fell
what if we
for
do
her-
this? Let's go to like this. So
Okay.
it's slightly
okay.
smaller. This has got access all over it, so God knows I'm sure we'll get in trouble. Let me just see if I could just do this.
Yeah. Just go
And
back a little bit.
Let me see. You see, it's just in here.
Yeah, just go back.
Yeah, a little bit. Here we go. Here we go.
Okay.
I love that
okay.
expression on her face. There you go. All right, so here you go. It's a.
Wait, no, back up. Yeah.
So he's going along. He's going along. Here we
Look at that.
go.
He's got a hug for. Hey, Bobby.
There you go. So he's going along. He's going along. There you go. Shakes his hand. He gives him a little hug and stuff. And then look, check this out.
Oh.
Oh, Cheryl. And look, and he's laughing too. He's laughing. Oh my God.
Oh.
Yeah, that's not good. That is interesting. What? So, do we know what that was about? No, she is pro-Trump. She is pro-Trump?
Is she? Come on, people.
I'm amazed that I guess she kind of. What are you going to do? You can't really be vocally against Trump if your husband is.
Listen, I've seen people like that. James Carville, and his wife. They're both like, one was a Democratic front guy, and she was a Republican front guy. So, can somebody give us some knowledge? Is Cheryl Hines really?
No, they're saying that Happy Cushion was saying that that he thinks she's still married to Larry David, which she never was, because that was just the show. I think obvious sign of disrespect. That's fair, honestly. I'd be so camera shy, honestly. Would love to talk to him, but definitely would get nervous on the street. Oh, I see the list right. That's not me. That's me now. Divorce me if you don't like it. I'd be like, divorce me if you don't like it. I mean, that just happened like 2 days ago. I do not know if she still likes him, but she used to be pro-Trump, I guess.
Oh my gosh.
Nope. Jackandra says she's pro-Trump.
Okay.
What's a snub? Floof derp. Snub is basically when you disrespect someone on purpose, or you turn down if you basically ignore someone's attempt at being friendly with you. Basically, you snub.
I think, as an example of how old we are, in two different ways, one of the greatest at snubs was one Vinnie Barbarino from Welcome Back, Carr.
I feel like I haven't even thought about that show in like 30 years, but you're right. He used to do that.
In those with the rubber hose. Yeah. Or else he's like,
oh, you want to shake? Oh.
Oh.
Yeah. She donated to him personally during both elections, as well as Bobby, apparently. Is that right? Oh my God. Should we Snopes that? Let's Snopes that.
Trump must be pissed because she's on Larry David, and Larry David's anti-Trump.
That's what I'm thinking. Maybe he doesn't know. Like I'm thinking literally. I'm thinking that. I think he's just confused by what he saw her on TV and you know.
Like, Bobby, who's this chick you got with you?
Trump finally greets RFK Jr.'s wife Cheryl Hines after snubbing her at UFC. That was 1 week ago.
Whatever.
Trump appears to snub. Fact check. Trump did not blow off actress Cheryl Hines. Social media stirred after Trump appeared to overlook a handshake with Hines, but later footage revealed he returned to greet her and Kennedy.
What the F? That's bullshit. I gotta see that. He hugs Bobby.
Let's go to Snopes.
He looks her in the face. He looks her right in the face. David, we need.
It looked pretty, but then again, I will say this. I in a crowd. I'm not making excuses. No, that looks pretty.
No. This is David mulling things around.
But mulling things over, I would say I've definitely disrespected people without knowing it in big, loud, and well populated areas. Like I've definitely found myself at like conventions and gone like and realized that I hadn't said hi to someone or I hadn't said goodbye to someone, or it's very difficult. I found even in those situations to like recognize, relatives.
Eye contact up.
It is weird. Yeah, but sometimes you're not even. But sometimes, honestly, you're like, hey, because you're like, where am I going next? What am I doing next? But no, that did. If he went back after and said hello, it must have been a mistake, right?
Okay, you know what? I'm going to go with that because you know what? It doesn't matter. It's a squirrel, and it doesn't really matter. I just wanted to have fun. But so, in the grand scheme of things, who cares? I watched Cheryl Hines play Texas Hold'em. Hold'em on a show called Celebrity Poker Showdown, and she is smart and ballsy and cool, and I liked it.
I adored her.
As can be.
I absolutely adored her. I played her husband on a show called an attempt by Hallmark to really open up the Thanksgiving movie. Didn't work, but it was called Turkey Drop. Yeah, Turkey Drop. Apparently, there's this thing where Turkey Drop is around Thanksgiving. People go back home from university and then dump the boyfriend that they have at home because they've been having such a great time at university. Basically.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, that was kind of the premise of this thing.
And so you were married to Cheryl Hines? Wow.
And I did not feel worthy. I
will
say.
You are famous.
I absolutely loved her. Chancellor Merkel chortling when Trump told her he had German blood. That was so freaking funny. Merkel represents my opposition, but I've felt quite represented by that chortle indeed. What's that? Okay, so Twitch guy too. No. Also, hey everyone. Mercury Bullet. Hello.
Hey.
How are you? I'm fading. How are you doing?
I am fading like a.
Are you
a damsel in distress?
I feel like I should be outlasting you, Lance. For God's sake.
Well, there you go.
I'm gonna see if it's okay. I want to see if I can get you the script to this. It's called Radical, and it's the film about your favorite person. What's her Newman? What's her name?
Oh, really, Judy?
Yeah, is it Judy Newman? Yeah, it's basically her story.
Oh my God.
And yeah, so and I got sent the script for it. So
are you up for a part?
No.
Well,
although they did a casting call. They did a casting call for people with disabilities, but it is all Canada, right? It's all Canadians, right?
But I can pull off old woman in a wheelchair. Come on, man.
Yeah, but you need to be old woman in a wheelchair with a Canadian passport.
How about Canadian connections?
Yeah, that's it. Don't you know who I know? I can watch this stream all day, no matter the topic. Jeff, thank you. Julie Newmar, yeah, she's amazing. If anyone hasn't seen it, Lance and I watched and loved Crip Camp.
Yes.
Was it Crip Camp? Crip Camp.
I think so. And I just like her so much.
Oh, Evil Turnip T's got more to say. Let's see.
Yeah.
Also, on the RFK anti-autism rant, my kid just got his autism diagnosis, which helps a lot with school, reading and learning more about autism community. There's a large component who are completely anti-medication, and I really have to sympathize. Why should they have to medicate? Where is it? Medicate to successfully navigate the neurotypical world. Why force their brains into an unnatural state via meds instead of being their best authentic selves? Yeah, I mean, I think is there some kind of a legislation around that or something? I mean, I think is that surely that's a choice that people make
Yeah, yeah.
or their
As a
parents
parent,
make, I
you have
guess.
the
I mean,
choice, buddy. And
you
you're
know.
going to be in on IEPs where you'll things have come so far since our day, David. Your
Mm.
parents should be in when you're making your child's curriculum decisions and how they'll be
Mm.
treated in school and what the focus will be and things like that. It's
Mm.
really cool. Well, it used to be.
This is an interesting point that Evil Turnip Tea is saying here too. I feel that they're going to be insulted by the idea of autism being cured. What about how do you feel about that?
I have. I am so torn. Uh, I've never said this out loud to humans. So you ready?
All right, what do you got?
It's not space penis. It's
You've already said that too many times.
did I? Not this episode.
That's true. That's true.
Would I rather live in a world where my particular brand of muscular dystrophy was completely cured and did not occur? Anybody who had been stricken with it could be brought back to a state where they had never had it. Or would I rather live in a world that was completely accepting of somebody in my position and making accommodations was seen as a fun challenge as opposed to a burden? And I really want to say the second one, dude. I mean, I would love to run and give people hugs and shit like that. But boy, the world itself would be so much better
if that mentality was that the instinct was to help rather than to hinder.
To hinder, to put you out. I really honestly think the second hardest thing I have to deal with is the body. Even though people see that as the first thing, but the first thing is just all the social roadblocks and the friction and all of that. I mean, yeah.
That's
There's a lot
wild.
of people like Kevin. Don't be a Kevin. That's from now on.
That's from now on. Don't be a Kevin. That's it. Yeah. Be a Muppet. Be a Muppet.
Be a Muppet. What is that? That's an English thing, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean that's Jeff. I would be okay with either world, but prefer you to not have to live with it in the first place.
Me
I
too,
mean it's like a. But do you see an issue with curing? The term curing?
I do not, but I just I do not see an issue with curing because there are things I need. Like it'd sure be nice to be able to swallow. I don't think that makes me cooler by not being able to swallow, right? So there are, but I do think my mind has been shaped by my existence, right? And no offense, but I kind of like me. I really, really like me. I think I'm awesome. And I think my mind is more useful to the world having experienced a different kind of life. But we don't live in a world that values those things, right? We're all anti-DEI and all that stuff. So
again, but it's not the world, is it? I mean, it's the individuals in it. It's like I feel like you've got those windows of you've got those pockets of people who are gonna. I mean, again, until it happens to them, all of these people who are anti-DEIA accessibility stuff and people who, are the same people who are going to look at a package of freaking Advil at some point and go like, why do they have to make the writing so small? You know what I mean?
Right.
So what? They're not. So they shouldn't be allowed glasses. I mean, but you know what I mean? Like it's so, I was going to say short-sighted, which
True.
would have been a really amazing pun if I
That would
planned
be
it.
clever. Nice.
But
Nice.
it's just so silly because the reality is, at some point, I can't remember what the statistics are, but it's something like some ridiculously huge percentage of people are going to be disabled at some point in their life, whether it's a permanent one or whether it's a temporary one. I mean, we are all going to face this in some way, shape, or form. So why not just?
I'm telling you,
Yeah.
it lives in the same place in people's brains that where their thoughts of their parents having sex lives. It's very deep. Sure, it actually is going to happen, or it did happen. See, there you go.
No, it didn't, Lance. I don't know what you're talking about. End stream. Yeah.
So they bury it, and they're actually kind of pissed at
Hmm.
the reminder. I think because they know it's coming. They're
Hmm.
going to be feeble. They're going to need the help,
Well,
and I don't know.
there
Go
was
ahead.
that philosopher who unfortunately was also a Nazi, but who was talking about the
Nosferatu.
Nosferatu again. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't remember the guy's name, but I interviewed a guy who'd been studying. He was a pure mathematician guy. I was on I'm with Genius, and I talked to him. He was a pure mathematician who went back to school to study philosophy. And I was like, oh my God, those are two of the most growing up. Those would have been two of the things that your parents would be like, oh my God, like of your university, you're going into pure mathematics and
Yeah.
then philosophy. Like what? Like Jesus, just get a job. And the reality is, they're two incredibly useful skills right now because of autonomous vehicles and robotics and AI. And
Yeah.
and he was talking about this guy who was saying that we keep talking about being so close to these autonomous vehicles because we're so close, because this stuff works so closely. But until we start approaching AI as the world that we live in, that it needs to incorporate what's around us and our environment. Until that becomes a part of the AI, until it risks bumping itself on a table, or
Oh.
you know what I mean. Until there's there are reactions to what it does and what it says and stuff, that it's not a real, and this all of this philosophy about it came back to a philosophy for humans, which is basically we will never truly be who we want to be until we have embraced our mortality. The idea that until we truly say, like, this, we're not here forever, and that we got to do what we could do in that time, and until we truly understand that, and can focus on that and can accept that, we will never be the people who we want to be, which is kind of haunts me, because I don't think I'm very good at that myself. But
I've kind of got a Chicken Little or the Boy Who Cried Wolf thing with my own mortality, because it's come up so often. Like even like my mom and dad making plans. I have a headstone.
Really?
Yeah, and all that.
What did you put on it? What do you got planned?
No, it's there. It's already to a loving son.
Really? Oh my God! Seriously? Oh wow!
There's even a granite bench there dedicated to
Nice.
me, because people didn't know. They just didn't know.
Right.
Yeah. So it's come up so often. I do have to fight it if it comes up in my mind. The 55 has been hitting me a little bit. The existential thing.
Yeah.
For some
Are you
reason, I want
55
a
this
young
year?
girlfriend. I'm 56 this year.
Ah,
So
what is your birthday?
December 18th.
December the 18th. Right. So look at us. I'm close to Jesus' death, and you're close to his birth.
Man, look,
We are like
holy.
we're basically apostles.
We should have been the 14th and 15th.
Yeah.
After the Chris Rock.
Right.
Yeah.
Almost every single person, unless they die suddenly, will be disabled for some period of time at some point.
True.
Yeah, gigantic. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. AP
On the autism. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, go. No.
Well, no, my idea on the autism is I do believe we've started to throw just differences in thought. People, you and I, in our day would have said, wow, that guy sure likes model trains. Or, whoa, look, he collects coins.
What? I did all of this. What are you talking about?
Right. See,
there was nothing wrong with that. What are you talking? No one said anything about that, did they?
Yeah. Right. So, or whatever, just these little eccentricities that I don't know what we used to call it, just odd or strange. Now they're diagnosed. And I do think if we over treat that and over homogenize,
Hmm.
we will be missing something. But
I'm really pushing back on the ADHD. Sorry, yeah, you go.
Go ahead.
I'm really pushing back on the ADHD stuff now because I'm like, I don't know that this is. I think it's over because I got diagnosed, and I'm like, well, I don't know what that does. So what? You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not sure what I'm. I guess there's some people who would take medication for it, some people who need medication for it. I probably do, but I don't. I tried and I don't like it, and you know, but I like you say, I think there's a weird way of like pigeonholing stuff. I think there's a, as always, I think we come back to this a lot. We always look for one answer, right? We always look for the one
Right.
thing that's going to fix something. It's never one thing. You know, like one of the coolest things I learned the other day was that, you know, plants, we talk about raising these plants and the hydroponics and all the things you need to know to make a plant work. And then someone was like, don't you think maybe like the stuff it's in and the things that are living around it might be a part of that? You know what I mean? Like,
Biome, yeah.
yeah. I mean, it's just sort of, and I feel like we want to clean things up and get to the actual, you know, the root. You know,
are hard to
so.
grow.
What are?
Like truffles, they're almost impossible to grow artificially because they rely on an ecosystem, and they don't know all the components of that.
That's interesting.
On oak trees in parts of the world. It grows on their roots.
So, and pigs going. Did you ever see the movie Pig?
I haven't. Nicolas Cage, right?
I think it's the best Nicolas Cage movie ever done.
Okay, I'm going to watch it.
Without a doubt, the best. I recommend everyone go and see it. You will think it's one thing, and it will very rapidly become something so much better.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Oh, nice.
Yep. Really, wonderful. I loved that movie. Loved it.
The unbearable weight of being.
Yeah, it was okay. That was fun. It was some fun stuff.
I laughed my ass off.
I lauged. Yeah, I laughed. I cried. It was all right.
I laughed, I cried. I peed my pants.
Yeah. There was. So I was telling you earlier that I went to see, as part of my birthday celebration, which goes on for the whole weekend, by the way. Was I got to see Sinners, and I went and saw it in IMAX with the popcorn and with M&M, not M&Ms. No, Reese's Pieces. Oh my God!
I thought you meant that guy that grew up in 8 Mile. You know, the something matters.
No. It's way whiter than that. I was just me and my bag of Reese's Pieces and my family. It was lovely.
Your family, okay.
But it was an interesting. It was an interesting film. I would say certainly flawed, but I think an enjoyable. It's fun to go to the theater for it. Definitely, you know. So. But if not, yeah.
Have you heard that they're doing crazy stuff for the Minecraft movie? Like it's going.
Oh yeah, my son did it. Yeah.
Like, did he bring a live chicken?
He did not bring a live chicken. I hadn't heard it get to that. No, apparently the idea is you throw. They basically tried to do like a Rocky Horror Picture Show. Yeah.
People have no idea what that's about. They think they just invented something new. It's like, no, it's been happening since the 70s, bro.
I'm convinced in my conspiratorial theory way that some YouTuber somewhere got paid to do some kind of a promotional thing to get people in to see that movie, because universally, and I love Jason and I wish nothing but the best for him and I will watch everything he does. But at the same time, I've heard nothing but bad things about the movie itself, but every kid has gone because it's like a retro thing for them, and then they get to throw stuff around when the chicken jockey comes up, or the pig jockey.
Is it being frowned upon, or are theater people okay with it? Or
I don't know. It seems pretty harmless so far. If someone's bringing a chicken, I think that could be a problem, maybe. But usually it's just a lot of popcorn gets thrown around. And I pointed out to Baz that someone was going to have to pick that up, and they were going to get minimum wage, and maybe he might want to pick up after if he decided to throw popcorn around.
A little bit, yeah, a little bit, yeah.
But again.
Are you a Jewish mom?
Oh my God, I'm the worst. I am like there. I am doom and gloom. I'm like, how's that enjoyable beer flavored cancer you're drinking? I'm really bad at I am the voice of doom.
No problem. Go by yourself. No need to have me there. Just because I sat through your
Yeah, that's me. Yeah. I keep threatening to go to finally go to university now that Baz is going.
Dude, That
Can you
would
imagine?
be the best back to school.
Oh my
And then you get
God.
to do a triple ending.
I hang out with Baz at
What?
university. Yeah, I think that's, yeah. Yeah. I actually, now I say that, I'm really behind on myself. I've been doing a lot of writing recently, like a lot of
Really?
horror film writing. Because Jane has got me is cracking the whip, and I love her, and she's got, and the
Yeah.
ideas, oh my God, the ideas she's got on this,
Oh, that's
fantastic.
so cool.
Because it's guys write a certain way. Like film guys write a certain way. And it got to a point in the script where I was like, I watch a lot of horror movies. I know how they end. They end like this. And Jane was like, what if? And I was like, I fucking hate what if. I don't want to know what if. No. This is, I wrote it. We're writing it together. I wrote that part. I want that part. And then I went away. I didn't say any of that. I just went, mm-hmm. And then
Okay. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I know. And then I went away and I thought about it. I was like, wait a second. Actually, I've not seen that before. Like, I think that would be a real, what if we did this? And it was just such a great dynamic of going, this is where I am. This is where Jane is. And then we sort of, drift towards Jane's take on stuff. And it's just, it's really fun. Really fun. Yeah.
What if, speaking of never seen it before,
Mhm.
what if the guy in the wheelchair did it? I'm just saying.
You've been dying to murder someone from your wheelchair, haven't you? It's true.
I so badly want. Have you told Jane that I want to be a serial killer?
I try not to bring it up.
It's not because I want.
I feel it will weaken our friendship to her.
No. I like how to explain.
Oh, I got another movie for you.
Okay.
I watched this John Lithgow movie. Loveliest man alive, playing a freaking psychopath. So creepy,
Wait, is
so
he really
good.
lovely?
Oh, he's the loveliest guy. Yeah.
Oh,
absolutely.
nice.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I think probably I would go so far as saying probably the nicest guy in Hollywood, except for maybe Mark Harmon, who's also a lovely, lovely guy.
Wow.
But what was the point? Oh, right. It's called The Tale of Penny something or another. I'll have to look it up.
Oh,
Penny's
it's got
Penny.
John Lithgow and him. It's
and
on Shudder, right?
Rush and Jeffrey Rush. Yeah.
I want to watch that so bad.
Watch the crap out of that. It is.
Okay.
I think you'll really like it because it's like, talk about disability. These people are in the final stages of their life. They are unable to do much. It's it's depressing as shit because you just like, there's all these, it's lots of shots of people getting showered. Like old people getting showered.
A lot of people you don't want to see getting showered.
Yeah, there's a lot of like,
yeah.
But
I'm looking.
But that's it. Oh my God, that's so funny. So I'm sorry, I'm just getting the headlines for the Cheryl Hines stuff.
What?
Awkward alert. Someone actually has a thing called awkward alert.
Awkward alert.
Okay, let me find out what this movie was called.
It's not Penny Dreadful. That's something.
That's it. Oh no, not Penny Dreadful. No. That's my other friend. Okay.
You've got two friends? Cool.
Yeah, it was John Logan wrote that. He's an amazing guy. Great writer. He wrote Gladiator.
Really?
The original Gladiator. I don't know if he wrote the second Gladiator, but he wrote the first one. And also, is it Any Given Sunday or something like that? One of those sports ones.
Football ones?
I never watched sports stuff. Okay. What was it called? I'm gonna have to look up John Lithgow.
What? Or Shudder, movies on Shudder. Everybody, what is it? I think everybody left us.
See if I can get it faster. Lithgow. Maybe it stopped.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just stopped streaming because I don't see anything anymore.
I don't see anything moving.
Do we lock it up?
Do you think we've been off since you left? No.
It's possible. Oh, it's possible. That is possible. No, it says end stream still.
Yeah.
Chat back up again. See if there's no, I don't see any chat stuff happening. So maybe there's a problem with the chat. Okay, movie. Oh, I forgot he was in Conclave, which I also quite like. You'd probably like Conclave as well. That's about, especially now with the Pope and all.
Oh yeah.
There it is called. It's called The Rule of Jenny Penn.
That's not it.
It's pretty depressing. That's the one I just watched.
Wait. The one with John Lithgow and
Jeffrey Rush. It's a new one.
Wait, John. And wait. Really, I could have sworn.
Did I break you?
Something.
I broke it.
No, I'm just thinking real hard because I thought we were on the right track with the penny thing. But
Yeah, Jenny Penn. Jenny Penn.
okay.
No, Penny Dreadful was another thing. Oh, look, I can't enter the chat anymore. Oh, there is something weird going on.
Oh no.
It says we're live anyways, but let me go check. Let me just go double check. You keep talking.
Double check.
It's fine.
Hello,
I'll
everyone.
just go double check. I love the way we immediately panic. What? Okay.
Myself? No.
Abes must be crazy. Here we go. No, stream's working. You guys are just disconnected. The stream's fine.
Oh, okay.
Oh, it's all going. Oh my God. Yeah, there's tons of stuff going on.
Wait, somebody just popped up. James R. Gurney. If I get a bit part in David's Ant horror film, I'll get an Erdos bacon number.
I don't know what that means. But James, there's actually it's possible though that I may be playing your character. But there's actually a Professor Gurney who's like a total creep.
Oh, come on. James needs to be taken down a peg or two.
That's
I know what you're saying. How do we throw him in a movie and do that? Well, if he's not like Buckaroo Banzai, that would be
Buckaroo Banzai he'd be good as Buckaroo Banzai. That's true.
We
are still here. LOL. Yeah, it's so weird. Only the paired stuff is coming through now. Whatever paired means, that's the only thing that's coming through.
Paired means
we broke the chat.
Some sort of connection to Discord.
We broke the chat. Maybe, I guess so. Yeah.
Oh, everybody, I'm sorry. I really had fun today too.
Yeah, we were. I'm sorry that the chat decided to abandon us at the end there. Not that the people in chat did, but our little restream seemed to choke it.
So I'm going to add.
Oh, it choked at 2 hours. That's not to be. Maybe that's We're 2 hours and 15 minutes of babbling away.
That's fantastic.
That's fantastic. All right, do you want to wrap it up? Should we?
So I'm going to say, stand against ignorance. Stand up to cruelty, and don't be a Kevin.
And don't be a Kevin. He's become a meme. Poor Kevin. Kevin probably just needs a big hug. I will say to everyone, until we geek again, which will be tomorrow, by the way. Tomorrow I'm going to have a chat. I don't know who I'm talking with tomorrow. But tomorrow I have another I'm a Genius chat. So look forward to that. And so until we geek again, I will say, be brave, be kind, be brilliant, cheerio, and huzzah! Huzzah, who's sitting outside, by the way. Dutifully sitting outside.
What a nice baby he is.
Lovely dog. Not at all. All right, everyone. I'm sorry. We can't see the chat right now. I apologize if you're saying amazing things. I'm sure you are. You have been fantastic. Thank you so much to you, to Cal for being the hammer, for James R. Gurney for being the brains, and everyone else for being here. There you go. Yeah. All right. Cheers, everyone. Thanks much.